Right. There we go. I think we're up and running. I think we're live. Are we out there? Let's see if it goes across on the YouTube side here. I think we're ready to rock and roll. So check the video feed. There we go. All right, guys. Good morning. What's going on? Welcome to Caliber Corner, episode number 163. Today, we're going to talk about range day essentials and more Black Friday 2020 deals. A few ads have dropped since we met last week. We'll check it out and see what's going on for sale. I'm going to try to make sure we don't grab any 2019 ads or get tricked into clicking on 2019 ads like we did last week. Unfortunately, that did happen with one of them. But we're going to see what's going on out there. We got a lot of people joining this morning. It's always good to see everybody. So hello. And I think we'll just go ahead and get right into it. Let's let the panel introduce themselves, and we'll just jump right in and start talking about range day essentials. We got a lot of people that are out shooting. There's a lot of gear that's going on sale. Lots of goodies popping up out there. So let's go and let the panel introduce themselves. Sandhill Shooter, we'll let you go first because you got to stay focused. We don't interrupt you unless we have to. So how are things going for you, man? How you doing?
Good. It's chilly. It's a nice. It's about 25 degrees this morning, and I'm sitting in my my portable ear blind.
Heck yeah!
I'm just waiting for some action. The sun's coming up now. I can see it in my mirror behind me. So
you're not wearing shorts
and
t-shirt like last weekend, then?
What was that?
You're not wearing shorts and t-shirt like last weekend when it was like 65 or 70. You know.
Oh my gosh! It's been cooling down pretty good at night, but not like what we really want. But it's all week long. I don't think it's got down to freezing until just last night, and then later tonight there's supposed to be a front moving in, and there's a chance of some rain snow mix, but not till after dark. But if that front's moving in, that might make an effect on the way things move around, so that could be good.
Very cool, man. What you got coming up on the channel, man? You got lots of great content. You've got you have a special guest coming up here on Tuesday night. Is that right?
I don't have anybody booked for a specific Tuesday coming yet. I got a few people that I'm still talking to.
Oh, okay. I kept thinking that I saw an email that you sent out, but I wasn't 100% sure. So let people know what time and where can they find your show, your podcast.
Yeah, catch us live on Tuesday nights at 9 Central, right on the Sandhill Shooter channel on YouTube. And I do have some sponsorships that are kind of falling into place to help sponsor the podcast. So starting in December, we should be able to get more people in the room with us on StreamYard. And that should be kind of fun. And then we can do some more cool stuff with the pro version of StreamYard. Because I've got some people that are willing to advertise a little bit and help me out covering the cost of that for a year. So
yeah, what is it? Like what, $250 per year of StreamYard Pro? Is that what it costs?
Pretty close to it. I think if you buy it a year at a time, it's like $240.
Okay, so it's a little bit cheaper. So, guys, make sure you check the channel out. It's a great podcast. It's an awesome show. And I should be able to join you on Tuesday night. I've got some time off this week, so I'm going to try to get into as many podcasts and shows as I can this week. Hopefully people let me in. I've been kind of absent lately because of work, but yeah, it'll be a lot of fun to hang out. So appreciate you being here, man. Thanks. And let us know if you fill that tag this morning. Okay.
Cool. Yeah. If you want to see what my nephew did last weekend, go to the Facebook page and check that out. Picture of him and his deer are up on the Facebook side. So if you haven't checked that out, go see it. Squib, I will have to send you a picture.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Moving on here to another fellow Nebraskan, Defense Dad in the house. Defense Dad, what's for breakfast today? What are you making?
I went easy. Just made an egg, ham, and cheese sandwich.
There you go. Sounds good. No omelet today, right? Nothing too crazy?
No, I didn't have time.
Still waiting for you to drop that omelet video. I want to learn how to make one the right way. Oh, man. So give us kind of a little taste here of your channel. What do you got coming up? What kind of content do you offer people that want to check it out?
Well, yeah, for those who haven't seen the channel, I'm a newer shooter, so I kind of gear towards people getting into the sport or hobby of shooting and, how to maybe save themselves some money to avoid some of the mistakes that we all make as we go along. So this week I'll have a video coming with an overview of my Rock Island 1911, and that's about it for right now.
And we're not going to say what you're going to show off, but we might have a little budget versus beauty comparison of that Rock Island with another 1911, right?
Yep, that should be fun.
All right, man, we're going to make that happen. It's going to be cool. So make sure you get over there, subscribe to Defense Dad. It's an awesome channel, lots of great information. The videos are very good, totally family-friendly channel, something to remember, and check them out. So, okay, moving on over to the co-host with the most from the West Coast, Calaveras 32 Special. Calaveras, we're going to try our best to make sure we don't bring up any 2019 ads, all right? So how are things going for you, sir? What do you know?
I'm not the one that brought that up. Thank you very much. I just, when someone brought it to my attention, I brought it to yours.
Oh, no, I know. It's good to know. Like I said, clicking, and I honestly couldn't tell, and hell, I wasn't waking up to know anyway. So, yeah. But hey, isn't it nice to dream of the $8 box of 9mm? But anyway. So what do you got going on in your what are you doing these days?
Well, I appreciate the invite, first of all. Continuing, I'm still producing content for YouTube. I've been starting to play around with some of the alternative platforms. MeWe, Parlor. There's another video one that I've been trying a little bit called Rumble. Just trying to see what other options are out there. And, type of content's just been kind of my normal. Been doing a few holster reviews because I've been able to work with the folks over at Craft Holster, and should have a Falco coming in, in here at some point, when they, have the ability to send one over to me.
Cool.
And gonna be doing some, I'm load up some test rounds from a 308 with some barn slugs. I'm gonna do some testing of that tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to get some video of it. Maybe include that in a video in the future. Other than that, just kind of living the dream.
Excellent. Dude, that's great, man. So, guys, make sure you get on over there and check out Calaveras' channel. Good content, lots of good stuff. And joining us just a little bit late, but we're going to let him into class. We got Black Cat Outdoors out there. Black Cat, how's that convoy running?
Oh, okay. Same as normal back when I was in school. I was late.
Yeah, you stay.
I don't know how good my audio is going to be. My headphones took a crap, so.
Okay. I can hear you pretty good right now, so we should be. I think we're in good shape. Hopefully, your signal holds out for you too the whole time you're with us.
Okay.
Pretty good.
I'm tolling up through the Socialist Republic of New Jersey right now. So.
Man, you be safe. Just don't make eye contact with anyone. Don't let them see your 2A sticker on the back. It's
yeah.
Cool, man. Hey, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Calvers.
You seriously let in here. I mean, if you're letting Black Cat on the show.
I invite 35 people to the show every week. I never know who's going to show up. So, man, I will. If anybody ever wants to be on the show, if you guys are watching, you want to be on the show, just email me at thecalibercorner@gmail.com, and we'll talk a little bit and see if it's the kind of program that you'd like to be on and how you'd like to contribute to it, just in terms of information or what you enjoy doing, and we'll bring you on. So, yeah, open invite, man.
So exactly, the only reason I get on is because you'll let anybody on. That's nice.
No. It's because we all have a strong kind of bond back to our early gun channel days, So that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. No, I like to have anybody show up that wants to be there. Anybody that's willing to get up at this god awful time on a Saturday morning, you're more than welcome to join me. All right, and moving over to the one, the only Squibload. Squib, how's your morning going? You got that coffee going yet or not?
I do. I just started my second cup. I put a little honey in it.
Ah, excellent. What are you drinking this morning? Arios and Dark?
No, the Speedway Colombian this morning.
Always a good go-to. Always a good choice. Excellent.
Yeah, I need to place another order with Arbuckles. They've got, I think, some Christmas coffee I want to try out and just see how that is. And next time I'm down in Toledo, stop by Paco's and see if I can get some more of their Highlander grog, but they're always sold out on it, and they don't sell it online. So
yeah.
I know that there's going to be I think Black Rifle Coffee is offering a Christmas coffee right now, aren't they?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I can buy their coffee locally, so I usually don't order it online because it saves me on shipping. Because I think on shipping you might have to order a minimum amount to get it for free.
Oh,
but they sell it. They sell it at quite a few stores here.
Like Bass Pro Shop sells it, I think. Right?
Yeah. Shields has it. Hell, our grocery stores carry a couple different varieties of it. So it's you can buy it in. It's for a long time. Like you can only find it at just a few select places that actually carry it. Now it's just nationwide. They're huge. I mean, they're pretty much all. I mean, they're in local grocery store chains here and stuff. So I think they pretty much sell to just about any distributor. Yeah.
I think it's
Black
that
Rifle
time.
does have a Christmas blend going right now. And as far as I know, you can still get the pumpkin spice if you wanted to get some more of that.
Cool. Yeah, Black Rifle coffee is pretty good, man. I do like it. Black Rifle, Blackout coffee, Ariosa. Yeah, your Arbuckles is anybody lives in Arizona, man. You guys got to be drinking some Arbuckles. That stuff is great.
Yeah, yeah,
Dude, that's you got to almost have to have a second job to afford it though.
yeah.
They
It's
get a premium
pricey.
price, dude. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
that's not cheap, but it's so good, so good.
Yeah. So I do need to restock the coffee. I need to take care of that. See, money's got to come out of the firearm fund for the caffeine fund.
Well, I mean, it's just as important, you know. It really is. So, oh man. All right, so let's see what's going on. Then we got a little single shot joining us today. Single shot, how you doing, man?
Not
You
too
good?
bad. I just pulled. Oh yeah, I just pulled into Harbor Creek, PA here to fuel up. So I'm going to be busy here for a couple of minutes, but not doing too bad. I am headed home after I get this load delivered Monday morning, and from that point forward, I am going to take a couple of days off and grab a little turkey and possibly get into the woods there with my brother, and he and I will do a little bit of hunting there as well. Hopefully. He and I went out the other day when I was home and run across a nice place that one of his friends he used to work with, I should say, invited him over, and he asked if it was all right for me to go. So both of us went over and had a great time. First time we'd ever hunted together. We'd done a lot of other stuff together, but haven't really hunted together.
We need to have, you
So
remember
that's
Tom?
the plan.
You remember Tom and Ray, the car guys?
What's that?
I think you remember Tom and Ray from the car show, the Tom and Ray Maglioli or whatever, the guys from like Maine or Michigan or where Massachusetts. They had the car show. You could click and clack, the click and clack guys. You kind of sound like those guys. You and your brother should do a show, call yourself like the gun guys. You have like a call-in show where people can call in with their gun questions, and that'd be awesome, man. All right. Okay.
Yep.
Let's
That
see here.
was,
Okay. Hey,
Been
real
a while
quick, just
since I've seen anything like that. But
oh yeah. Well, I think they're still on the radio. I think it's on NPR or PBS or something like that. But they still do the show. But I think one of the brothers had passed away. But, yeah. All right. And just a quick reminder, today's sponsor is SS Pawn, located in Lexington, Nebraska. You guys can take the Lexington exit off Interstate 80, stop into SS Pawn, say hello to Stan, and SS Pawn will take care of your firearms needs. They've been a longtime sponsor of the channel. And again, a lot of the firearms that you see on this channel are from Stan's private collection. So make sure you check out SS Pawn. And let's see. Oh, hey, shout out to my mom. She bought me this t-shirt. This pretty much sums up 2020. We'll work for ammo. Because if you won't afford to buy ammo anymore, you pretty much need a second job. So thank you, Mom, for the shirt. I do appreciate it. I'm gonna stand like on the corner and just hold this up with like a change cup or something and see if I can get people to drop some money in for me to help the ammo fund. Actually, I'm not going to complain because I stocked up well when it was cheap, but anymore, man, ammo prices, woof, it is a bear. If you can find it, that's a crazy thing.
That's the reason why everybody in here goes to work.
Basically, yes. Although Defense Dad and I, real quick, little shout out to Shields, scored big the other day. They had 200 round packs of Fiocchi 115 grain for how much, Defense Dad?
$51.99.
About $12.50 a box for 50 rounds of 9, which is just the cool thing about it. When they stock it, they were almost out when I was there, and then you went there and they put more out. So they stagger what they put out so people don't just come buy it all in like an hour. They actually put different batches of it out over the course of the day, which is, I don't know if you ask for it. I don't know if they'll grab you any, but when they have it out, it's a pretty good deal. So yeah.
They've got the buying power. Well, they've got the buying power to get up near the front of the line as far as priority on that sort of thing. And then they've got the buying power to somewhat control the costs. And then they've got the common sense to limit, so that one person doesn't show up there when the doors open and buy the whole store out and then price gouge the rest. If more stores had that sort of business practice, and I understand some of the little ones that don't have, multiple locations, they don't have that buying power. They're not in that position.
Yeah.
But if some of the bigger stores, and I have seen some, where they limit 1 or limit 3 or something like that. And I think that's good for right now. Normally, no. But for right now, it's one of the ways that we're going to see the supply come back, and we're going to see the price gouging slow down, because there is a lot of price gouging out there, and people are enabling it by continuing to pay like $85 for a box of 50 rounds.
We have a store, local gun store here. I'm not going to say who they are, and they can charge what they want, and you can choose to shop there or not. Their 5.56 is now costing, Defense Dad, am I right? $1,000 for 1,000 rounds of 5.56.
Yeah, that or close to it. Yeah,
$500 for 500 rounds. 62 grain, green tip.
My God.
So that's probably the highest I've ever seen, and I think this is peak, because we were looking on Gunbroker, and it was $750 for 1,000 rounds for 55 grain, like Lake City or American Eagle or whatever. And so I saw that. I was like, oh, my God. Part of me is like, well, it'd be nice to have a 500-round box. But thinking, man, not for that price. But again, you can choose to shop there or not. The nice thing is about Shields, they limit how much you can buy, per customer. So you can't come in and just clean them out. And Shields has an exclusive deal with Fiocchi to make Target Max. I've talked about that before. So I think Fiocchi is one of their suppliers, which is the only reason why they have a steady supply of it. That and Hornady brings in a lot of ammo too.
And that's their purchasing people doing their jobs instead of just sitting in the office collecting a check like some purchasing people I know.
But those of you out there, if you have access to a place that does listed for sale online, get your limit online, and then go buy the box in the store, and then pick up your online order at customer service. That'll help.
Yeah, if you want to stock up, that's one thing you could do if you want to double your purchase pickup, because sometimes they have two different customer services, one for the guns and then one downstairs. So you can take it up and pay upstairs and have your order waiting for you downstairs if they'll let you buy it online. I don't know. Do they still let you do that at Shields or not?
It depends on how much they get in.
Okay. Because they either will or won't list it on sale online.
Right.
Hey, real quick, let's give a little shout out to all the people watching over on the YouTube side this morning. We've got Keith Gregory out there. We got Travis T in the house. We've got Squibload over there and over here. G23 and Gabriel's out there. Poor Conservative. Yeah, somebody keeps beeping in the background. So, guys, you might want to mute up if you're playing with your microwave or something this morning. Let's see. Keith Gregory, SS Pond is out there. Good morning, SS Pond. Ferrets with Guns in the house. What's going on, man? We got a little Poor Conservative going on. A lot of people chat this morning. Connor Tags is out there too. Let's see. Calvaris 32 Specials out there and over here. Blue Steel 44. Fluffy 10mm Jeep guy. Defense Stat over here. 2 Live Moo and Squib Lift. Patriot in the Dark. I think that's about everybody. So we'll see if we have a lot of people joining in. Wasn't sure about today's topic. Oh, good morning, Southpaw RX. How you doing, buddy? So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. So going out to the range, I've done some videos on items that are in my range box. I've got a couple different boxes that I bounce between. Wanted to kind of give some options for people that might be maybe looking at upgrading their range gear or what they take out to the range or their range box. Because you got a lot of options. You can spend a lot of money if you want to, or you can choose not to spend so much. So real quick, I just wanted to show you something, and this is not a promo. I'm not paid for this. In fact, this box I've been sitting on, I've had it for like 10 years. I want to just show you guys my range box, to show you some pictures of what I use, and you can either buy this as 2 parts or 1 part. So let me do a quick screen share. You guys let me know if this is working or not. So when it comes to going to the range, you can spend a lot of money on stuff, or you can just use a duffel bag if you want to. So what I use is the MTM case guard. Now, MTM makes a lot of different boxes, a lot of magazine storage boxes. This thing is just awesome. I've had mine for probably close to 10 years now. And what's nice about it is you have a separate gun stand that you can use as like a stand to do work on, or you can sight your guns in with it. I've used it before in the channel. It has a little compartment in the top. This box, actually, this part disassembles and sits on the top, and you can actually close the lid. You've got a very deep compartment in it that will store lots of gear. And these are about $55, $56, which, it's a little expensive for just a, carry box. But the utility behind it and the durability has been the greatest things about it. And I believe it's American made, if I'm not mistaken. So this is something that I highly recommend. But guys, what are maybe some alternatives to this type of a setup? Because not everybody wants to drop $60 on something that they're going to use to just, haul tools or say haul, their ammo to the range with. What are some of the range bags that you guys use? Defense Dad, I'm gonna start off with you. What do you use?
Gosh, I just got the new one. I can't remember the brand, but it's got lots of nice outside pockets. But it comes with 2 lined pistol sleeves on one on each side, nice open space in the middle. And I got plenty of. I keep all my little screwdrivers and a set of Allen wrenches, and just it's got so much clean. And it's probably, I don't know, overall 18 by 10. So a good size one. And then if I need anything else, I have a separate bag. But that's kind of like all around. It has one pocket for some medical supplies, and then 4 total pockets for tools.
So pretty much take everything you need in it. Then inside, how do you divide everything up? Do you have like little boxes that you put stuff in, or what do you use to? You just toss everything in, or what's the plan for that?
It depends what. Usually, it depends when I'm going out to shoot. Like I'll load it up differently if and I use mine to carry my range ammo with in the middle too. So if I'm going out to shoot handguns, I switch out the supplies. I should have one dedicated for rifle and one for handgun, but I just don't right now.
Yeah, that's what I do. I was going to say I got that sight and clean box that I use, and I also just have I don't know if this is like an electrician's box or what this is. I've had this thing for like 10 years, but this is my pistol box, and I mean I could take this for my rifle box, but I don't have like a cleaning kit in it or anything like that big time. I just have like basic tools for maintaining and cleaning up my pistols and stuff like that, and I'll show off some of the different items that I keep in there. But that, yeah, just like a little tackle box or a little $10 toolbox will get you pretty far. Yeah, so you share the same bag then for pistol and rifle. You don't use two different ones.
I kind of ruined my old range bag, so I bought one. I'll probably end up buying another one, different color, just to keep it separate. But I keep my favorite little like needle nose pliers and pretty much my gun related stuff in there. And I prefer a soft bag over a hard bag, but that's just me.
Okay. Well, yeah, a little bit easier to kind of stack and stuff if you need to. I love that case, but that thing is just so kind of awkward. I've got a smaller vehicle now, and it just takes up a lot of space, and you can't like push stuff around it or set stuff on top of it because it's just, it's a big box basically. Yeah. But it is nice though for travel and stuff to have a nice durable, heavy box. Plus it's helped me out a couple times when I've forgotten to grab my lead sled. Twice I've done this. I've done range trips where I've gotten out there, didn't have my lead sled with me, my actual Caldwell shooting rest. So I ended up having that box with me. So luckily I was able to use the sight and clean. I could have used like sandbags or towels or something to shoot off of, but it does work well, and it's great for like cleaning and stuff like that. So that's what I like about it. But again, it's just the idea you're going to drop $60 on it. A lot of people don't want to go there for something. Just use the haul ammo to the range with, Yep. Those NRA duffel bags, those camo ones work good. Guys. Okay. The NRA duffel bags are great. They hold a lot of stuff in them. You can go to like Dollar Tree and buy a bunch of little plastic boxes to put stuff in, all your knickknacks and tools and ammo and stuff like that. You can kind of compartmentalize it almost like a fishing tackle box. You can, put everything in there and arrange it however you want to, not spend a lot of money on it, or just an old duffel bag if you got one floating around. Those work well. Sandhills, what about you? When you go to the range, what do you usually take with you? What's kind of your go-to box? If you can talk. If you can't talk because you're hunting, I understand, but yeah.
No, it's okay. I take a whole bunch of stuff. I've got like an actual Stanley toolbox for tools.
Okay, so a toolbox. Okay.
My range bag is it's an Osage River. Is the brand, came off of Amazon.
Okay.
But it's really I used the NRA duffel bag for a while.
Yeah, NRA duffel bag.
Yeah, until the zippers tore out on it because it was
yeah.
left off the bag. So I got for my birthday a couple years ago, my wife gave me a nice range bag, and it sounds about like what Defense Dad just described. It's got on the two long sides, on either side there's a pistol sleeve and then a bunch of pouches for magazines. It's got two big end pockets and then a big interior pocket with dividers.
Okay.
So it'll hold as much as you want to pack into it.
Cool.
And it gets a little too heavy.
Yeah.
If I'm going to the range, if I have a rifle with me, then my lead sled goes in with me too.
Okay. Cool.
Just the cheap lead sled solo, and then I've got a 25-pound bag of shot to put on it if I need it.
Guys, I apologize. Sandhills is out doing a deer hunt right now, so we can't speak up too loud because he doesn't want to scare off the wildlife. But I was kind of repeating some of what you were saying so people could hear what you're talking about. But yeah, and definitely having bags that have like maybe removable compartments or Velcro compartments come in really handy, almost like a camera bag, because you can put stuff in and keep it kind of compartmentalized and separated. It works really well if you're going out. That's one of the definitely nice things. That's what I used to use before I had the sight and clean case. All right, cool. Thank you, Sandhills. Black Cat, what about you? When you go to the range, what's kind of your go-to gear hauler? What do you tend to use?
I have two different ones. If I'm just on like the practice of a handgun or two, I have kind of like a sling bag. Looks like a man purse or whatever that has
Satchel. It's
two
a satchel.
pistol sleeves in it. Satchel, there you go.
Like Indiana Jones has a satchel.
Yeah. Two pistol sleeves in it, and then a couple mag pockets on the inside, and a little pocket on the outside. And if I'm going to the actual range to shoot like rifle and stuff like that, I use ammo cans. I have a 50 cal ammo can and an oversized plano ammo can that I use. And I just kind of keep all my stuff in there with, like I'll use one for ammo and mags and stuff, and the other one I'll keep like tools and stuff like that. Like if I have to adjust sights or stuff, I have little screwdrivers and multi-tool and stuff like that in them. That's kind of a cheaper option there. I think I got those. I used to go. Most of my ammo cans I bought when you could get them for like $6 at gun shows.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, you know. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, those little ammo boxes, or just the plain old plastic ones that you get for, that you buy for whatever, $5 or $10. Those are nice to have too, because you can just throw all kinds of different things in them and stuff like that, and keep them dry and bang them around a little bit. I've spent so much money on those things. I like the 50 cal ones. I just don't like the weight of them. And sometimes I've got to haul. I got to make multiple trips to take all my camera gear and take all my stuff with me. So I usually just go with the plastic boxes, but they're not that durable. Like the handles sometimes break off of them, especially if you have too much weight in them. If you put 1,000 rounds of 9mm in one of those inexpensive Plano ammo boxes, the handle will usually snap at one point or another because of just the sheer weight in it. So I'd say 500 rounds is probably the limit for 9mm in one of those boxes if you want to be able to use it, consistently without having any problems.
I don't know if they'll have them this year again or not, but last year I got, I think 3 or 4. Plano had a jumbo plastic ammo can. I'm not sure. It's like the size of a small, like, holds about as much as like a milk crate does. I mean, it's big, and it has a tray that fits in the top, and then it has like a top compartment on it. Like I have one in the truck here, but I can't pick it up. I use one to store tools and stuff in the truck here, and they were like $20, and you got that one, and then you got 2 smaller ones that came inside it for like $20 at like Costco or Sam's, one or the other last year. So that might be something to look for. That was Christmas time last year, because my wife got me 2 for Christmas, and I went back right after Christmas and bought like 2 more sets of them just to have that giant ammo can. Works great with a tray in it. I use one in the truck. I have one I use for range stuff, and I have one I use as a tackle box also now. So they were a really good deal last year. I don't know if they'll still be out. Might be something to look for on the Black Friday deals or whatever.
Yeah, I'm starting to see more accessory-heavy deals and less gun deals. Very few ammo deals at all, obviously, in all the Black Friday ads that I've been looking at. It's been a lot of bags, a lot of field cameras, like your what do you want to call it, like your hunting cameras and things like that. You're seeing a lot of that stuff on sale. Some processing equipment's on sale, like meat grinders and stuff like that. But yeah, as for actual bags, we'll have to definitely check and see if there's anything good that's going to be out there. So, all right, Calaveras, what about you? What's kind of your go-to when you have range days or when you travel with your firearms? What do you like to use to haul your stuff in?
That's for depending on. It depends a little bit on what I'm shooting. If I'm going out to the range with my 223 rifle, then I'll often will have an ammo can, just full of just loose rounds, because I will put volume through that. But for honestly, I picked up most of my ammo cans actually at Harbor Freight when they're on sale for $5 a piece.
The plastic ones or the steel ones, because they carry both of them. They have kind of their version of Plano, but they're not quite as nice. But you get the plastic or the steel?
Most of the ones I have are the plastic, because those are the ones that they put on the screaming deals.
Yeah, the $5 ones or $4 ones when they're on sale. Yeah.
Yeah, so if it eventually when they break, I won't cry over it. I'll just go buy a new one.
Get another one. Yeah.
Yep. And then to carry the tools, carry my handgun, carry whatever. Again, Harbor Freight, because it's cheap. Just go in and buy one of their, $10 15-inch tool bags. And that carries, my eye pro, ear pro, all that kind of stuff. Just inexpensive, simple. It'd be nice to have, honestly, I bought one to use as a dedicated gear bag, and then not too long ago, it had to be repurposed for not shooting gear. So I need to go get another one at some point. But yeah, that's for trying to do things on a budget. And frankly, I've seen too many guys out at the range. They're so heavy into the I gotta have the
Pelican,
top of the list expensive gear out there they can get, and then their skill sets suck because they're not focusing on their skills. They're trying to buy ability, and it's not working for them. So I'd rather just go with the simple gear and get out there and practice.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame you. Squib, I'm going to go grab one of my little bags real quick. So Squib, why don't you take us real quick through kind of what your little kind of loadout is? What do you haul your stuff out to the range with when you do go? What do you prefer to use?
Okay.
I'll be right back in just a sec. Okay, go ahead.
I used to have just like a bag from Bass Pro Shop. It was just a camouflage bag with big central compartments on the end, compartment on the side. I could carry everything in there, shoulder strap, and I think it had a pouch inside of it, and I just unzipped that, put my PPE in there, so it was all in one. I can't even remember exactly how I got it. I might have got it as part of something else. And eventually, I got sick of carrying everybody's range gear. Sorry, that beeping is my coffee pot. I got sick of carrying everybody's range gear because the thing was heavy and it started tearing the bag. So one year for Christmas, I decided to get everybody their own range bag, and I'll go ahead and put a link to it.
Yeah, I can show it off
in the side there or what have you.
Okay.
But the whole thing was everybody's eventually going to need their range bag. Dad can't do it for them, when they grow up and move out of the house. They don't need something big. They don't need something that's, think about it. Instead of me carrying one big bag, if everybody had a small bag, it would work out fine. So I found this one on Amazon made by Lyman. It's only, like $13. And this is the same range bag that you get for free from NRA. I actually did a side-by-side comparison of both bags. I've got footage, but I've never actually made the video. I don't even know if I'll ever edit it and publish it. But I took both bags out and did a durability test with the Lyman bag and the NRA bag, and they're literally the same bag. This is why the NRA can give them away for free. They're $13. But it's
that's retail. That's not even what the cost is. So yeah.
That was my first bag, and it worked. Just so you know, and it worked really well until I screwed up and used it as a rifle rest and shot a hole in it.
Well, they do show on Amazon a rifle rest made by the same line. I'm sure whoever makes it for Lyman, because it's not American made, obviously, not for that price, and the tag doesn't say that. But neither is the NRA bag. So if you ever renewed your membership or got your first membership and you're looking for the free item to get, and you're like, I don't really need any of this crap, I recommend getting the little NRA bag. And if you don't do that, then this Lyman bag is the exact same one. It's inexpensive. Like I said, there were four of them underneath the Christmas tree. And now Dad doesn't carry everything to the range. I only carry my stuff.
That's nice.
That helps. It really does. It really does. And, if you think about it, if you got your whole family into shooting, and you do little practical things every year for Christmas. For example, my older son just bought his first gun. He went out and he bought an AK. And yes, he paid too much for it. But what are you going to do? He really wanted it. He works hard. He earned his money. Hey, whatever. I was so proud to be standing there right next to him when he filled out his first 4473. He wanted to take me with and everything else like that. We get home. He's got ammo. He's got mags. He's got flag safety. He's got tools. He's got range bag. He's got these are little things that I've put in his stocking or underneath the tree every year for Christmas for years, right? I mean, all he needed to buy for it really was some more ammo, a hard case, and he wanted to get a cable lock for the case, and that's it. I mean, he was ready to go. So if you think about it, if you don't have a lot of money for Christmas stuff, or you go to the stores and they're all cleaned out, You can buy little things online or at the stores, a cleaning kit, 1 box of shells.
Dude, patches. I hate buying patches.
Oh, yeah,
They're expensive and annoying to have to buy. I know you can cut up an old cotton shirt and stuff.
Each year you could throw the first year you get them the basic cleaning set with the rod and all the, the attachments and whatnot. And then the next, you throw in different caliber brass and nylon brushes.
Boar snakes are $8 and they're really convenient to have. Yeah.
Every year. And then when they move out of the house, they've got everything they need. I mean,
give him a bottle of Gunstreamer lube.
Well, he just moved into his apartment. He just moved out yesterday and or the day before yesterday. And he took his gun safe with him. He got the gun safe for his graduation gift. I make sure that they get practical stuff each year. And I mean, it might sound a little bit corny, a little bit hokey, but like on a year like this year where everything is out of stock, getting them something as simple as a Plano ammo can or a cleaning kit or a range bag, or it'll work. It'll fit into your budget, and they might not appreciate it so much on Christmas Day when they wanted that Xbox that you got, Travis, that I can't find.
Well, I had to have a friend sit on the Target website for 45 minutes, hitting refresh until he actually got one. That was the only reason why I got one.
But when they're 20 years old and they go get their first rifle and they come home and they've got everything they need for it, and they're going, now I see why you got this 2 years ago and 4 years ago and 6 years ago. Now I see.
Yeah, because now a Wasser is $1,000, not $699, not $599, not $799, but $1,000.
Yes, yes. So having the accessories, you guys know what it costs to accessorize these things.
Oh, dude,
I mean, and something as simple as that Sight and Clean, that is a great tool to have. And when you got somebody who's young and they're in their first apartment and they're trying to set it up on the living room or in the kitchen table
counter.
And clean it, in the kitchen counter, something like that might keep them from damaging the apartment and losing their security deposit or whatnot.
Or messing up a table, scratching stuff or getting oil on a table or getting oil on a countertop and stuff. That little Sight and Clean box my wife got that for me for my birthday many years ago, and that's just amazing. The thing's been awesome.
If you find a deal on one of these products, or that's really all you can find and that's what you get, even if they don't appreciate it now, they will appreciate it later. Trust me, they will.
Very cool. Real quick, let's let the latest student to join the class introduce himself. Night Strike, where have you been? You started 37 minutes ago.
I have a doctor's note. I have a doctor's note.
All right. We're gonna let that slide. So what are you doing these days, man? How are things going for you?
I'm doing good. I'm working on doing some things with Norm right now. So
cool.
I've been kind of busy on it. Haven't been able to do as many live shows lately as I want to, but hey, that's how it goes. I do want to let everyone in on a Black Friday deal that starts on Tuesday this next week.
What do we got going on?
Here, you guys got to see this. This is cool. I'm going down to my local Tractor Supply because they've got check this out. A 36.
My dad has that. I think he paid $4.99 for it last year.
Yes, they're $4.99 if you buy them right now. But on Tuesday, between Tuesday, November 24th through the 28th, they're going to be $299. That's the best deal I've seen on a safe of that size.
Two things. I'm going to play devil's advocate right now because I've had a lot of people make comments on my Canon gun safe. They worry about that electronic dial crapping out. And on the people that had the electronic dial go out, it's been a bear to get customer service to fix it because they brag about how you get this 5-year warranty or this 10-year warranty. So just know what you're getting yourself into if you buy that. Just be forewarned. I'd almost recommend a mechanical safe personally, but a few people have complained about it.
I understand.
My dad's is fine.
But it's battery operated, correct?
It is, and you can bypass it to get it to open up. It's not a problem. But
all I would say is, guys, if you do get one of these, just make sure you change the batteries often.
Yeah, at least once a year, if not every 6 months. I think it's like a 9-volt, and it'll last you a year or two before you change it. But yeah,
I'd replace it every 2 or 3 months. Honestly,
just not have to worry about it.
Yeah, because I use a lot of stuff with batteries, and I understand that batteries don't last forever, unlike some people. So I understand that if that's the problem, if batteries is a problem, I don't have a problem with that because I always have a ton of batteries on hand because hurricane seasons.
Oh yeah.
So that's another thing for be prepared.
Yeah.
Always make sure you have batteries on hand.
Yeah, and that's and changing out the batteries regularly is good. That's for the one complaint I've heard more often than not, which is what Travis was alluding to, is the pads actually, the digital part of the pad dying. Nothing, even with a fresh battery.
The buttons fail. Something breaks inside, the soldering breaks, and then the pad fails, and then they're just, like I said, my dad's never had a problem with this, but he only opens it up once every couple months. But
I've got a soldering iron, so I'm good.
Well, no, it ain't going to matter if it's not repairable. If you can't fix it, or they won't get you the parts, or they won't respond back to your call, or it takes them 3 months to get a repair person out. Just be forewarned on that brand. And I'm not saying they're not. And I'm sure I'll hear from people that say, well, I've had one for 10 years and never had a problem. That's fine. But the few people that have chimed in, I always want to raise that awareness. So my next gun safe that I get is going to be just, purely combination mechanical. I'm not going to mess with the digital.
You can find
it's a great price, nice, right? Because they were like $7.99 when they were brand new. My dad paid $500.
The problem is I can afford something like that as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to a $500 gun safe. That's not in my price range right now.
Or you could get a smaller $300 standard gun safe. But
you can find a good deal on safes where they have a mechanical dial or digital pad at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. A couple times a year they'll be in the flyer. I don't know. I've got the flyer here buried underneath some primers, and I'm sure they've got at least one safe in there. But something about that is each store only gets so many safes, so you might want to call ahead and see if they've got it before you expect to get it. Another thing too, with the batteries, it's as simple as doing the whole smoke detector thing. When you change your clocks for daylight savings time, assuming you live somewhere that has that, you change out the batteries in your smoke detectors. You're supposed to. It's a good rule of thumb. I shouldn't say you're supposed to. It's a good rule of thumb. So simply change out the battery in your safe, and you'll be safe. Yeah. But the thing is, I recommend using an alkaline battery. Don't use rechargeable batteries. It will last longer. The lithium batteries won't make a difference. They won't give you any extra life. But alkaline batteries, and this one doesn't have a port on the side where you can plug in a 9-volt in case the internal one dies. This one doesn't. Because Sentry has that on their safes, where if the battery dies, you can actually pull this rubber flap up and plug in another 9-volt and manually.
Okay. Yes, Sentry makes good safes. We've got a couple of their small ones for the house. Real quick, let's let Single Shot tell us about his range bag, what he likes to do. So, Single Shot, what do you use for range bag? And then Nice Strike will come back to you and ask you the same question. Single Shot, what do you like to use for range bag?
Well, I've got two of them actually.
Okay.
Because I use one for my gunsmith toolbox. That goes with me. And I got another one that's a soft case. I'll load that with the ammunition. Cleaning kit, supplies, usually the oils and stuff like that. Screwdrivers are in the gunsmith box. But that's pretty much all I'll carry unless I know where I'm going. There's an option to set up a little fold-out stool, sit down and take a breather or two, whatever. I'll take that with me. But pretty much that's about it. Targets, ammunition, stuff like that, staple gun. But that's about it, really. And I'm prone to forget something now and again.
Okay. Let's see. Nice Strike. So your range is in your backyard, but do you ever have to haul anything out in a range bag at all? Do you ever use any kind of a range bag when you travel and stuff, or what do you do? What do you roll with?
No, I don't have a range bag per se, because more or less all I use when I go out in the backyard is just ammo cans with ammo. Yeah,
ammo cans carry out what you need to sit on the picnic table 10 yards away from the door.
If I have any problems with my guns, I take them apart. I strip them down, field strip them, and then I take them inside and work on them.
Okay.
Don't you need a medical kit for when you strip them down, though?
Oh, man.
When you do that.
We'll get to that. We'll get to like what kind of minimum first aid supplies you should always carry in your range bag when you do a range trip. So Band-Aids, butterfly strips are good. Nice Strike.
I've learned my lesson from last time. I don't need any of that right now. I'm good.
There you go. Body fluid cleanup kit.
I don't complete strip, just field strip. It's different.
Yes. Defense Dad, AWAG, we'll get to you in a second here. Defense Dad, do you want to chime in with another good accessory to have that people sometimes forget about, because inclement weather or extreme shooting? Go ahead, Defense Dad.
Well, I just mentioned in the side chat, like just something as simple as gloves, because it gets cold here and we shoot outside. So I was trying to send you a link, but I can't get it to it. But I found they're inexpensive. They're $20 or less. They're Glacier Glove. Get them
Glacier
on Amazon.
gloves on Amazon. Okay, let me see if I can look them up real quick. I like the Hardy ones from Harbor Freight because you can beat them up. They're like $7.99 a pair, and they don't necessarily insulate well, but they'll get you by when it's cold out. And they've got some padding on them to kind of protect your hands, especially if you're going to be out doing a lot of shooting and stuff. But
yeah,
and I try to shoot without gloves, but it's always good to practice with gloves too because you never know if you're going to have to draw and fire with gloves on. It could be a bad experience trying to get your finger through your trigger guard. So, yeah. The Glacier gloves, are they the Ice Bay fishing glove? Is that what you're talking about? Or
let me see which one.
Because Glacier glove pops up as a neoprene glove. So
Yeah,
see if you can find the link for it, and then we'll check it out. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, real quick here. Also joining us, we got a little AWAG 1000. AWAG, give us a quick intro, and then tell us what you use when you haul your stuff to the range, because I know you haul a lot of gear. You do long range shooting. What's your kind of bag of choice? What works for you?
Well, as of right now, my channel is AWAG 1000. Just look for the little cat image. So I apologize for the echo. My house is currently having no furniture right now.
All right.
Cleaning. But the range bag that I use is also a shooting mat. I'll see if I can get a quick video.
Is it like it's like a 3-gun bag that you can fold out the inside liner and it makes a shooting mat? Yeah. Or you can get a shooting mat that pops out of it or something. I got that on mine. Mine will flip out into a shooting bag, shooting
here's
mat.
my face. Howdy.
All right.
Let's see. How do we turn around the camera again? Go to more options.
Usually it's a little camera with like some circular arrows or something like that.
I'm on mobile right now.
And physically turn it around. That's always an option too. So.
Yeah. All right, we'll do that. All right.
There we go.
The mat that I have is from a company, NC Star. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. It's a mat in which you can lay down on, and it also holds about two long rifles. So I paid about $70 for it. It's a little on the expensive side, but for what you get with it, it's pretty nice. Especially last time I was shooting out at a mile, and it was very raining. So this mat actually came in handy. Is pretty good. It's pretty much waterproof. If it does
being nylon, you can dry it out just by sitting it out in the sun. It'll dry out pretty quick and everything.
It as soon as the clouds went away, it dried out within like 10 minutes.
NC Star makes a lot of nice stuff that doesn't break the bank too.
Yeah.
I prefer UTG for like the lower end, but NC Stars. I mean, yes, it is China made. I understand people are going to start hollering about that, and I get it. But a lot of stuff's China made. I mean, you try made in China. You try to work around it if you can as much as you can. But like sometimes there are no American made this or that. You don't really have a choice. You just get what's for sale, and But yeah, I mean I've got a 3-gun bag that I take with me. It's got the fold out mat like yours, and I'll take that if I'm hauling lots of long guns to the range. If I'm doing a lot of tests, I'll take that. But then also take a separate range bag for accessories and ammo. But my little 3-gun bag, if I really want to load it up, it's got like the backpack straps on it. It's got a bunch of compartments and pouches for magazines, and you can put boxes of ammo in it. It's got a spot for a med kit. So, I mean, it could be a nice all-in-one.
Yeah.
It's just very cumbersome and large, and it doesn't really fit in my vehicle well without putting the seats down now. But before, when I had the Jeep, I could just throw it in the back, and it was good to go. So, bigger bags like that are awesome. Yeah,
that's the thing with this bag is it has backpack straps and a little carry handle as well.
We might have the same one, but they might just be branded different because sometimes these companies make them the same way. I did a video on mine a couple of years ago, like a little review on it, put a few guns in it and showed it off and all the different options. It's up in the closet right now. I don't want to get it out because it's like 4 feet long, 5 feet long, but they're nice to have though, especially when you're hauling for a full range day. It doesn't matter. You just want to keep your guns protected on the way out there. And there's plenty of room if you're running optics too. You got plenty of clearance too, which is something you got to take into consideration when you buy a gun case. Make sure it's tall enough. Make sure the height of your firearm from the bottom of the pistol grip to the top of the optic, and make sure it's going to fit, because some of these larger mounts and stuff, you can really not be able to close the bag, which can be an issue if you're trying to haul stuff out there. Yeah. And that's the thing too, is you want to have a bag that has good padding, because especially with the long range precision game, I have 2 rifles that are $4,000 a piece. I don't want them being thrown around in the back of my truck, even though they're essentially built that they can. I don't want to subject them to that, because they're investments. The firearms can and if you need to use them for anything serious, you want them to be in tip-top shape. Defense Head, I've got your range bag on standby here over on Shield. So Defense Head, do you want to talk about your range bag that you use? It's a nice one. Allen is a great company. Allen makes great shooting supplies. I've always been a fan of their stuff. So this is the Allen Eliminator Rangemaster range bag, $34.99.
Yeah, so that's a pretty big bag. I've actually gotten at one point 6 pistols in there with gear. It
So
comes
17 by 11.5 by 5. So 17 inches long by about a foot wide. That's a pretty decent amount of space to haul pistols with.
Yeah.
Hoping they have a few more pictures of it, but I'll look it up here and see if we can. All right.
Well,
So
those
yeah.
2 side bags the 2 pouches I was talking about, they're fold out desk pads so you can put your pistols on them. Yeah,
here we go. Okay, let's bring some images up real quick. So it's this guy right here.
Yep. So that thing you see folded out, that's actually your pistol pouches. They go into a separate pouch on each side that has a retainer. So that's why I like that one. It's got a lot of nice features.
Oh, it's definitely, you can see how wide it is. I mean, that thing will hold like full pistol boxes, won't it? I mean, like plastic boxes. Some of them,
depending on yeah.
That's pretty decent. $34.99. That's not bad. And again, you get yourself one good bag, and kind of depending on, how rough you are on it, you should be able to get a couple of years of use out of it. Depends on how serious you are, or where you truck out to go shoot and stuff like that.
Well, those outside pockets are molded too, so they have some structure to them.
Oh, cool. And then these, you said these are the ones that pop up and turn into the little.
No, that pad inside. There's a pouch per side.
Oh, okay. Okay, I gotcha.
So for $35 or $40 or less, I think it's one of the nicer bags out there.
Oh, they have a whole video. I'm not going to play because of music and stuff. But so if you go over to tractorsupply.com and check out their video, or just go to Allen's website, they have the bag right there. And they also, it looks like they make some matching like magazine pouches and ammo boxes and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's pretty nice, man. That's a neat one. I like that.
Yeah, that's different color. That's basically my bag right there.
Get the one in like dark gray camo or cryptic camo or whatever. Oh, it's just gray and black. Okay. Cool, man. I like that. You stop sharing here real quick. The one that I wanted to, and I want to just give you a chance to show that off because you had mentioned it earlier. The one that I also buy, and these are in the Cabela's Bass Pro advertisements all the time. I think these are fishing tackle boxes, fishing tackle bags, if I'm not mistaken, but these are $12.99. I've had this one for probably 5 years now. You got different straps to carry it, a nice sturdy shoulder strap, good hardware. And and you can open it up and it's just hollow inside, and you can put, it's a little bit flimsy, but you can put bags or compartments in there and stuff. And I usually just roll. This is what I travel with. I throw a couple ammo boxes in here, throw one of my pistols if I just head out, or depends on what I'm doing with it. Lots of pouches, but these are usually like $9.99 or $12.99. And the only thing that's happened to mine so far, and like I said, I've used this as like a travel bag and stuff. One corner, I don't know where it's at. Oh, one little tiny part right here is starting to tear out. And that's just from me using that side pouch all the time. This little tiny tear right there. But these are great. And they come like a bunch of different colors and stuff. I just obviously go with the camouflage because, I'm a tier 1 operator, but but yeah, these are the cool. Sometimes you see these like in their flyers on the front page, but these are really nice for $12. They're a nice thick nylon, and they've got kind of a coating inside so they don't let water run through them. Okay, so I think everybody had a chance to talk about their bags and what they use and what they don't use. The next one is going to be some of the like essential items, things you really recommend somebody pick up. And I want to show off one of my favorite tools real quick because this will fit in your range bag, and you can mention any little tools or different devices that you put in your bags when you go. The Wheeler fat wrench, this thing is awesome. Yeah, just if you're going to get into guns or you're going to do any shooting, this is your torque wrench that you use for nuts and bolts on firearms. So it doesn't do pound feet. I think it does inch pounds of torque. AWAG, does that sound about right?
Yeah.
These little guys. And so if you're going to mount your scope, you can just, you can mount your scopes and stuff, but you got to be careful not to crush the tubes on your scopes when you're mounting them. You don't want to torque the hell out of those mounting bolts for the rings because you can physically ruin your scope. They'll tell you, usually a good scope will tell you in the instruction manual what to torque the bolts to, and you can torque it with this. These are like $30, but this is one of the best investments I think I've ever made. So when I take a gun to the range with optics, this is going to come with me because you never know if the bolts will start to come loose and you start to lose your zero. But then they do come calibrated from the factory with certification, which is really nice. But Wheeler makes pretty good stuff too. So I highly recommend this one. If you don't have one, definitely maybe pick one of these up for the holidays, or if you see one on sale, Amazon's got them all the time for $30. But
yeah, that's
hey,
what
do you want to say?
I was going to say that's what I use. See, the scope on my 300 Win Mag, this is a Steiner Military. This scope retails for like $2,500, and in the instructions it says only 25 not foot pounds, inch pounds.
Yeah.
And because any more than that, there's in here there's three different lenses, and where the ring is when it pushes down, it could actually just shatter those lenses.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, apparently that's one thing that's not covered by warranty. So you literally have to be very delicate with mounting these things.
Even if you use this thing like only once every time you buy a new gun, to not break your tube on your scope and to have your tube and your mounting bolts properly torqued and not strip out your nuts and bolts. I mean, this is, if you're worried about about like over torquing bolts and stuff, torque it to where you need to. Put just a little drop of blue thread locker on your bolts for either your scope or your mounting bolts that go on your rails and stuff. And then you're good to go. Let it sit for 24 hours, and then you don't have to worry about those screws working themselves out. Because I've had guns lose zero. I've been at the range before and had a gun suddenly just start losing zero, and I'm messing with it, and sure enough, the scope will start moving in the scope mounts because I didn't have it properly torqued down. So go ahead, AY. Yeah.
I was going to say another thing that you can do with your bolts. I'll see if I can get a video here. It's kind of dark in here. Is I don't know if you can see it. I put little bits of red paint on my bolts.
Oh, so okay. That's a good idea. Yeah.
It'll show me if they're backing out or not.
Okay, that's actually just put one little dab on just put a little dab. But you could do like the nail polish thing, I suppose, if you don't want to come out with gun oil.
Just a little line right across.
Okay, that's a good idea because I'll sit there and I'm like, okay, I wonder if they're coming loose. I never thought about just marking it like what they do when they build cars. They put like little chalk markings across the nuts and bolts and stuff to show where they torque it down to.
Yep, I use Tester's enamel paint. If you use acrylic,
model paint,
acrylic or anything like that, it'll wear off real easy. Whereas the enamel paint stays put. Also, with my screws, I use I don't use Loctite. I use a compound called ThreadMate VC3. It's anti-vibration, and it makes it won't loosen under recoil or any type of vibration, but if you need to, it'll just
break the seal.
It'll just break them loose real easy.
Okay. That might be something for people to check out because I know it's just so easy to go get Loctite, but really Loctite's a little bit pricey when you buy it in the store. And it's not always easy to find, unfortunately, blue Loctite. But yeah, if you could get something that is designed for that kind of an application, that's definitely the way to go. Anyway, what else is another kind of range bag essential other than say like a spotting scope? What's something else that comes in really handy, like a pocket tool, or what's something people should really think about packing in the range bag when they go?
Really, really handy, honestly, is not so much don't mix guns and alcohol. Don't do that.
No. After, if you want to come home and enjoy a nice adult beverage when you've got things stowed and safe, Yeah,
afterwards is good because I always like to wind down the day, hanging out. But another good thing is I like cheap targets. I cheap out on targets any way I possibly can. So in order to do that, I go to Lowe's and I pick up a big roll of, it's a big roll of paper. They're usually about like 2 or 3 feet wide. And they come in a roll of like 75 feet. So in order to sight in or to confirm a zero on one of my rifles, I don't go out and buy a fancy zeroing target that has all the lines and everything like, oh, you're pulling your grip too hard, this, that, and the other thing. What I do is I get a piece of this big paper.
Yeah.
And on Amazon, you can pick up these stickers. This one is a half
Walmart.
inch.
You get garage sale price stickers at Walmart in their little garage sale section, like little neon stickers or little black dots. Yeah.
Yep. So you just take the sticker, put it on your. Whoops, I kind of folded it there, but boom, simple, easy, cheap.
And then go up, measure your distance, make your adjustments, or I do a one-shot zero. That's what I've always. Well, that's what I started doing, and it works really well.
Yeah.
It's not the best thing in the world, but it will at least get you on paper or get you close to being on paper if you don't know where your shots are going. So check out videos on the one-shot zero. It's actually it's really cool. It does work, by the way.
I do that myself. Yeah. It does work.
I do I'll try to bore sight, like I'll pull the bolt out or pull the action out and look down the barrel and then look up at the scope and get the crosshairs on the target and then get the barrel adjusted and then I'll put the gun back together. And then take the shot, and then you physically move the turrets to where your shot landed, move your barrel back to your target, and you're on. I don't know why. I mean, here I've been shooting for years. I don't know how I missed that. I've wasted so much ammo trying to zero firearms, especially when you put a new optic on it. It's like 5 or 6 shots later, go drive 100 yards, look at your shot, come back. That's why I generally try to sight in a lot closer before I'll take it out to 100 and then just make my adjustments after. But yeah, One Shot Zero has worked the last 2 or 3 guns that I've used. It's been great.
Yep, and that's the thing is every time I go to like a local like 100-yard range or something like that, you know, I always see people wanting to zero their rifles, and it takes them like more than like 2 30-round magazines, and they're like, I don't know where it's hitting. It's like, okay, first start off by regularly bore sighting. You know, take the bolt out, look down the barrel, and match up your sights. Make sure that everything's not moving, and that'll get you a rough zero. Then you can put it on paper, and usually within a half of a magazine, you can. Zero your rifle
you can just measure, go physically measure the difference with a tape measure. Tape measure is something else I like to take, although I always seem to forget to grab it when I'm showing off my groups. But I do use the little square, so you can usually tell what a 1-inch group is going to look like. But tape measure is definitely handy to have for sighting in, because you can measure your distance and make your adjustments on your turrets for windage and elevation and bring your shots in pretty quick. A couple more things too. I keep like a little mini cleaning kit, like at least some patches and some CLP, Q-tips. Little mini screwdrivers and stuff like that come in handy. I like to have a bore light that I can use in case there's any obstructions, or if something's not, I'll just check the bore, or if I clean at the range, make sure it's nice and clean before I go. So these little bore lights, this is a real avid one. And this came with like a little multi-tool for an AR-15. This is kind of handy to have. Chamber flags are nice to have. These are good to have too. So because some of your ranges require you to have a chamber flag in if you go down range to check your target. Sight pushers. I've got an AK-47 sight pusher that I use. I think this is, I don't know who made this one. I got this one off of Amazon. And then I also keep a front A2 sight adjustment tool from Amazon, or not from Amazon. I bought the Midwest Industries front A2 sight tool for AR-15s. And the only thing I noticed in Defense Stat, and I noticed this with the Bear Creek Arsenal ARs, that tool doesn't fit. And it's an A2 standard tool. Like neither side works with their, I think we had trouble adjusting the front sights on our Bear Creek rifles for some reason. What was that? What it was, Defense Dad? Do you remember that we were trying to make, or maybe it was on my rifle?
Might have been yours. I run
flip ups. Oh no, it's the if you buy UTG compact flip up sights, if you don't buy like a say a Yankee Hill flip up sight, or like whatever a decent standardized one, the front sight post might not work with your A2 sight tool. I don't know about Magpul I think the Magpul ones do work with the standard AR sight tool, but that's good to have. Don't buy a cheap one either. I bought a cheap front AR sight tool, and the prongs started bending after I got the first sight zeroed. It's like, well, this thing is pointless. It's like a soft aluminum, basically. I like the Midwest Industries front sight tool. That's a really nice one. But yeah, I've yet to actually find a front sight tool that will work with the UTG flip up sights. And I put those on all my guns because I love them, because they're cheap and they're metal and they work well. But trying to get a tool to fit that front sight's been a pain. Whereas anything that's been a front standard mil-spec, AR sight, mounted sight on the front of the AR has never been an issue with zeroing. So trying to see what else we got in the bag here. I do keep like a little speed loader. Just, this came with my Glock. I got like a little toolkit for whenever I take the Mosin out. Just kind of those essentials. Patches are good to have. Little mini screwdrivers are good to have. I keep some bore brushes on standby in case I want to clean out at the range. This is also another thing I get. When you go to Cabela's, they have bins full of these. They're little $5 pocket tools. These come in handy because you got little mini screw. This thing's helped me so many times when I've been out at the range. Or if you got a Leatherman on, those are good, but I don't always have one with me when I go. And you got just kind of a nice little assortment of tools. These are definitely a range day essential. Just, it's annoying if you ever have a screw come loose or a bolt come loose. What's that, Calaveras?
With the cleaning rod, which I know I've seen some people use the flexible synthetic ones. It's not a bad idea to have one of the metal ones, either the screw together or a one piece. I've seen where someone at the range went to chamber around in, I want to say it was an AR, but it was factory ammo, but for whatever reason it was too long for the chamber or whatever, and it got jammed before the bolt went home. And then when they opened it, it was stuck in there. They couldn't get it out. Ended up having to use a cleaning rod down through the barrel and a small mallet to knock the round loose out of the gun. So
Yeah,
having that, keeping some ability is not a bad idea.
That's a really good, and that might not fit necessarily in the range bag, but I keep one in my vehicle all the time because I've had a range trip actually ruined by that kind of a situation. I had a steel case round. Never had issues shooting steel case ammo with my AR-15 ever. And, we can argue whether or not you should do it. That's not the point. My extractor ripped the rim off the round, and the round was wedged in the chamber, and I couldn't get it out, and I had nothing to hammer it. I was like trying to find a stick I could use or something. But yeah, after that point, I bought a single piece, polymer coated, steel cleaning rod. I think Alan actually made it for like $10 at Walmart. It's got the handle on the back. It's got the little brass attachment on the front, so you can put stuff on it if you want to, but you put that down the barrel and just tap out that round. And that's a really good idea, especially if you're going to make the trip and go, because any gun could have an FTE issue with it. So that's why it's always a good idea to have one of those. And then I also take like a single, like from an old cleaning kit, I've got a single piece of cleaning rod from like a multi-piece cleaning kit that I've, since broken or worn out. I put a handle on the back of that, and I keep that for pistols just as a quick barrel cleaner. I keep that around. You can also clean out your inside of your receiver for your ARs if you're taking stuff apart and stuff like that. If you ever watch my cleaning videos, you'll actually see me use those things. But those, that's a really good idea. I never thought about the cleaning rod. Definitely a necessity.
Yeah, I used to carry that old military style. I think it's a 4-piece rod and the tips and stuff in it. AR style cleaning kit. Those come in really handy for something like that, Travis.
Mm-hmm. We got a couple coming in from the YouTube side here. Patriot in the Dark said spare batteries, extra ear pro and eye pro. Yeah, I take a bag of just ear pro and eye pro in case I ever have anything break when I'm out there. I'll take out at least 3 sets of eye pro and 3 sets of ear pro because I might have somebody join me or somebody come shoot with me, or I just always have it in a bag with like, a staple gun, extra staples. Definitely nice to have. Let's see, trying to see what else you guys have here. I printed around 1,000 grid targets with my free prints. Oh, right before finishing college. Jason Stewart, I forgot about that. A lot of target companies will let you download their target patterns and you can print them off at home, which depending on your cost per print may or may not be a viable thing to do. But if you got like a nice just black and white laser printer like what I got sitting up over here, you can print for like 1 or 2 cents per copy. And you can print off 50 targets for $50, especially if you got the paper sitting around. So that's not a bad idea. Let's see. Patriot in the Dark also says I also have a couple LAPG bags. When you can catch them on sale, they're a pretty good deal. Oh, Sandhill Shooter said he emailed me a link to his range bag. I'll go check my email real quick and we can see what we got. Patriot in the Dark also says you can also check out military supply stores for old gear bags. And don't put it past you. Go into a Goodwill or a Salvation Army. You can sometimes find brand new duffel bags for 50 cents garage sales. If you really are on a budget, I'm thinking of somebody maybe like a college kid or, Squib, somebody who's just kind of getting set up on their own for the first time. If they don't have stuff that they get from family, they're just kind of on their own. They don't always want to go spend, 50 or $75 on a bag and then have to outfit it with everything. You can get by on a budget with a lot of options. You just kind of think outside the box a little bit when you're doing so. And of course you can get $10 duffel bags at Walmart too. I mean, that's obviously not out of the realm. But so there's a lot of different options. Let me check my email real quick, and I'll see if I can find. Okay, so the link to Sandhill's gear bag. Okay, so he's got the Osage River Tactical Range Bag for handguns and hunting. Let's show this one off to you guys. So these are all bags that we've tried, that we've used, things that we could recommend, stuff that holds up, the pros and the cons. We're not just like promoting it to get links or anything like that. In fact, none of us really have any links at all that'll get us any benefit from it. We're just trying to share with you guys what's worked well with us. So let me share the screen real quick here, and we'll show you what Sandhill Shooter uses. All right, so this is the Osage River Tactical Range Bag for handguns and hunting. Travel duffel. Okay, $52.99. Does come in different colors. Here's your OD green. I think this will help you see it better. 18 by 13 by 10. And they do have light duty, which is 13.5 by 10.5 by 7.5. Is that a different price? $39.99. Okay, so if you want to go with the bigger one, you've got ballistic nylon, 9 spacious compartments, 5 external zippered pockets, 2 removable pistol pouches. That's cool. 18 by 13 by 10. So Defense Head, this kind of sort of reminds me of yours a little bit, or looks a little bit like mine. This one's got some magazine pouches in the sides of it. And kind of show you all the detail on it. Metal hardware is nice to have because plastic hardware will just wear out and break over time, or if it's temperature sensitive, that's not going to help. Divider pockets are nice to have too, especially if you want to try to keep something separate. You could slip your pistols in there if you want to, slip your pistol pouches in there. And it also has some little feet on the bottom to protect it from wearing out, which is nice. And they show you the differences in the size. Well, it is a pretty good size when you look at it, because you're thinking, man, $52, but wow, that is a pretty decent bag. And when you get to some of the specialized gear, it can be pricey because, there might not be a lot of options, or it's going to offer you a lot of zippers and pouches. You're definitely paying for all that convenience. So that is not bad. Oh, it comes in pink, right? Comes in turquoise or whatever, teal and black. There you go. Gunmetal gray, always nice to have. Coyote tan and black. Cool. I do like that one. That's definitely a nice one. And that's something I'd almost think about going to, instead of lugging 3 different bags with me like I usually end up having to do. Maybe just take everything in one bag, have just the essentials for what I need and not take all this extra stuff. Because when I go to the range to film a video, I haul like an entire vehicle full of stuff. Whether I need it or not, I want to have it, so I don't have to make the 40-minute round trip to the range and back.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not fun. Not fun. You forget those things. Anything else you guys want to mention for kind of range bag essentials? We talked about some cleaning supplies, some basic tools. Med kits are nice to have. I always have a emergency trauma kit in the back of my vehicle, or it's in my box when I'm actually up on the shooting line. It's got a tourniquet in it. It's got packing material, quick clot, gloves in case anybody would get shot. God forbid it happens, but you never know. It's when you don't expect it, the bad things can happen. So maybe pick up a nice little trauma kit. If you don't have one, consider buying one, or just buying the components and putting one together yourself.
Well, just something as simple as keep a couple dedicated, just cheap hand towels in there, because you always got to wipe your brow or clean something. And when you get out there and you don't have anything, you're going to regret it.
Oh yeah, and I've cut myself before while making videos or prepping stuff, or got slide bite or whatever, and then you're out in the range, especially when you're filming. It's kind of inconvenient. If you have an emergency kit with you or a medical kit with you, it's not an issue. You got Band-Aids and stuff like that. But when you don't have it, it's definitely a pain. And so let me just show you, if you want to get a good med kit, and again, I'm not getting anything out of this, but if you want a good place to go to get a med kit, you can spend anywhere between $50 and $200 on an emergency trauma kit. So this is something that won't take up a lot of room, that you can put in your range bag. And I took this class, by the way, and a lot of you have taken this too, the Stop the Bleed class that they offer. It teaches you how to deal with somebody who's bleeding out, how to properly use a tourniquet. If you go to their website, stopthebleed.org, and you click on shop, they've got kits that you can get that have the cat tourniquet in it, quick clot, packing material, gloves. This is definitely something to consider. I know it's $70, but get it and have it, because you never know. You never know if you're going to get hit with something, or if a stray bullet's going to come out of somewhere. It's always a good idea, even if you go hunting. Now, they do sell an upgraded kit for $100, and then they have kits that they use for multiple distribution. You could go. They do commercial. We're talking wall-mounted stations and stuff like that. But you're going to find that most of these kits that you're going to find that have the tourniquet, that have the quick clot and stuff, they're going to run you between $50 and $100, and they do have the instructions with them, which you can look over also. And if you've never taken this class before, I know this has nothing to do with range trips and stuff, but this is definitely a good class worth taking. It's not pushing any kind of political agenda at all. It's just about how to save a person's life if they're bleeding out. Because I did it as a work training, and I thought, oh man, they're going to talk about how to watch out around guns and stuff. It had nothing to do with that at all. It was simply, this person's bleeding out, here's how you stop it. And then you practice with some of their dolls and mannequins and wounded figures and stuff like that. You get to learn how to use a tourniquet. So if you don't, that's something to consider doing. And the class was free for me. I don't know if they offer it for free in your community, but I do feel confident if I had to do something to stop somebody from bleeding out, I could do it. So that's something to consider too for the range bag. Can't rule out the med kit. Always important. What else, guys? What else are we forgetting? What else is something that you should think about taking in your bag? We mentioned eye pro and ear pro cleaning supplies. Anything else on the panel at all?
I would just say optics wipes, specific like lens wipes, because if you have, say, even a mid-range to an expensive scope, whether it be a spotting scope or an actual rifle scope, is if you use like paper towels or something, you will scratch that lens or that coating off, and that coating is very important to the glass clarity. So, I've heard things that at some of these large matches that these guys are essentially, they have like a $4,000 Kales scope, and they're just like grinding away at it with a paper towel. It's like, please don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you get yourself just the lens cleaning cloths, or the ones that come with your optics are nice to have too, or you can get some more deluxe ones, or go to like the optical department at your Walmart or whatever. They have little glass cleaning kits; those work out really good too. Or even you can get microfiber pre-soaked lens wipes that'll come in handy. You can clean it off with that, and then wipe it off with your little lint-free cloth, and so on. Another one we're going to throw out here, and this is coming from the internal panel, and we're being serious as hell when we say this, and this is military recommendation, all right? And if you're going to be at the range and it's busy or you're hunting, just bear with me, guys, all right? Let's be adults about this. Tampons, all right? So we have somebody claiming on the internal chat that Special Forces medics would carry them because you could fill bullet wounds. You could push one in a bullet wound, and it would absorb the blood instantly. So I'm just saying, something to consider. Throw one or two in the bag. I mean, let's just be men about it. What?
Any corpsmen carry tampons?
No, dude. He was a Special Forces medic in Iraq, and he swears by it. They'd have a couple that would help to. It's not a fix, but it would really help to plug it so they could stop the bleeding.
I know that the bandages that they've got today that are good for large wounds. I mean, they've got some really high-tech stuff. It's very expensive, and it's kind of cost prohibitive. I know you can say, well, what's the value of a life, blah, blah, blah. But for the average civilian to put in their IFAC, this thing, they're fairly expensive. I'm not saying that you can't use a pad or a tampon, because there are doctors that have said, you could use a pad for a wound, that told me that before, as far as different areas, or if it's something that's been stitched up and it's a large area or something, that it would actually work. I'm not saying it won't work. I'm just saying I have never seen that.
This might be something worth
worth
investigating. So I don't know, maybe go online, because I've seen serious YouTube channels recommend throw a few maxi pads in your range in like your emergency medical kit, because it can do a massive amount of fluid absorption really quick if you need to stop bleeding. Say after you apply a tourniquet, throw it on, wrap it with tape, and you can stop that person from bleeding out. So where it
might have come from is people send care packages overseas all the time, with all kinds of candy and stuff like that. And something they'll throw in these care packages are tampons.
And for hygiene products,
the female service members overseas. The only thing is, when you send a care package to a group of 12 guys, there's no chicks, all right? And there's tampons in it. What are they going to do with it? Well, Doc might go, I think I could use those. So I'm wondering if that's exactly how this ended up. Is somebody's like, what are we going to do with these things? Stuff them in our nose? I don't know. So
they probably would as a contest, just who can tolerate it the longest, and I'm not saying you should do that. Let's not make the next Tide challenge the stuff the tampon up your nose challenge, and kids everywhere start doing this. But dude, I don't disagree.
Take the tampon challenge.
But again, but on a serious note, it's about, just for what it's worth, all right, inexpensive med supplies. If you guys are married or whatever, girlfriend, you got these things floating around, and just throw a couple in the bag. I don't know. I'm just saying. All right. Yeah. All right. Anything else you guys recommend for range bag essentials? Because we gave some recommendations for range bags, tools, supplies. What else is good to throw in there? Anything handy you guys can think of? Hand towels, nice to have just in case for any reason. Oh, bug spray is good to have in your range bag. Insect repellent or tick spray, especially if you kind of trek out in the woods a little bit to get to your shooting spot. I hate ticks. Trying to think if there's anything else. Pretty much about it.
One thing that I do carry that nobody seems to really talk about is a mesh bag, like a pretty large mesh bag. Here, I'll show you mine. This large mesh bag I use to collect brass. So you can collect brass in this, and if there's a bunch of dirt and stuff, the holes in the mesh bag, all you have to do is shake it, and it gets all that dirt out.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea.
You can pick them up at Goodwill for like 50 cents. I picked mine up at a local Goodwill for 25, 50 cents. I got a couple of them.
No, not a bad idea. And yeah, you can save lots of money. You don't necessarily have to go out and get, the top tier one stuff. Basically, you can just get stuff that'll function for you. And that's what it's all about, just getting out and enjoying it. Plus, you can beat it up and not worry about it, or something happens to it, or it gets torn or broken or something. You're not out a bunch of money. Yeah. So that's definitely a nice thing to have too. Yeah.
That's the thing is when it comes to like gear for the range, I like to cheap out so I can buy all the nice things for the guns. I make sure that it'll work. I'm not going to go out and buy something that's cheap just because it's cheap.
No,
I'm going to make sure that they work.
Yeah. M. Gabriel says start with your standard checklist. Now I will say this: if you watch, a lot of us have done, what's in my range box videos. If you check that out in 5 minutes, you can see everything that we tend to travel with. What do we have in our pistol box? What do we have in a range box? I might do a pistol box. I don't know if I've ever done a what's in my pistol box video. I did a what's in my range box video like 4 years ago. And it's always kind of nice to have because there's so much stuff. It kind of depends on what you're shooting and where you're going and what you think you need. We all kind of have them tailored for our personal experiences and things like that. So it's hard to have a standard list of something that everybody should have. But a minimum, med supplies, cleaning kits, basic
really
tools. Yeah.
Something really odd. And this is not just for a range bag, but also for your gunsmithing tools. Jumbo paper clips. I'm not kidding. And you can buy them American made at Walmart or Sam's Club. I don't know if they've got American made any other place, but they're fairly inexpensive. The jumbo paper clips are, well, actually, I should say jumbo and standard, the small ones. When I was doing my video where I had the boar butter contaminate the caps and get down into the chambers on my black powder revolver, and it just gummed up the cone, the nipple there, where with the flash hole. The flash hole is so small on the side that you put the percussion cap on. It looks large, but if you look at it through a light on the inside, it's very small on the inside. A standard paper clip would have gone in there and probably unjammed it, cleared it out. A jumbo paper clip is something that you could use as an alignment tool. Say, for example, on my Henry, there's one screw on that holds the whole trigger group together. It holds the transfer bar and the trigger and everything. And lining it up, you've got to line up about 4 things on the inside of the gun, and then the outside, the screw hole on both sides of the receiver. So it's 6 holes have to line up. A jumbo paper clip will line that up. You come through from the other side, then you run the screw down, and you push the paper clip out as the screw goes down, and then you get all the holes to line up, and then you got everything together. And that might just sound kind of silly, but you go to Walmart and buy one, box of the standard, one box of the large, throw a couple in your range bag, throw a couple, or just leave the boxes in with your gunsmithing tools. They'll come in handy. I keep a couple on my reload bench. I've used them they're just disposable, right? I mean, you can pick at this, pick at that, you just bend it. And it sounds kind of silly, but they come in handy.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, especially it almost kind of sounds like when you use punches to assemble the trigger group on an AR, you use it to hold the hammer in place in the spring when you hammer your pins across so stuff doesn't go flying out when you're limited to 2 hands and stuff. You kind of use your punch set to line stuff as you're putting things together and you pull them out as your it's actually not a bad idea. Yeah, the paper clips have come in very handy. Yeah, because there's been times. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, the thing about the punches is I've got some punches with a narrow diameter, but they're not long enough, right? So that's great for just bumping something a 1/4 inch. But I need something longer. Whereas a paper clip, it's flexible enough I can bend it, but rigid enough that it's not going to act as a punch, but as an alignment tool. But yes, you're right about the punches. What about a decent pin punch set?
I always have one with me. I've got just the standard punch set is what I have, but I do have the pin punch set in my assembly kits for my ARs. I've got the starter punches and the pin punches. They're like $10, $15 for a really good set. You only need to get one. And I've got both sets of punches and then just standard, just flat punches, whatever you want to call them. Just your normal punches that you'd use for pushing stuff through. Those have come in very handy.
Well, depending on what sort of things the other day without punches, and it made me mad. So yeah, it's a great thing to have in there.
Yeah, and depending on where you want to go with that, sky's the limit. You can get a very inexpensive set. Or you can get a nicer set. Like, for example, Grace Tool, they make gunsmithing tools, right? And they're going to have the higher end punches, and they're going to be American made. And I think they've got a warranty as well. They sell the brass ones and the steel ones. If you buy them online on some sites, you've got to buy the whole set. If you want to buy individual ones, I believe Midway USA sells them in a set and individually, so you could get extras or replacements or whatnot. And sometimes you want that brass punch. Then other times brass is too soft. If you're just looking for a quick, simple stocking stuffer, go to Home Depot or Lowe's, and they've got, or Ace Hardware. They're going to have the individual packs of the pin punches or the 3-packs, and the 3-pack's a better deal. I'm trying to remember what the brand is.
I'm looking right now at it.
blue.
Tecton, Tekton.
No, not Tecton. No,
because they do an entire gunsmith punch set for.
Well, yeah, but I was talking about what you could buy at the store. They've got a. It's just a regular. It's not like gunsmithing tools, but I can't remember the brand name. But they're the handle's in blue, or the shank is in blue on the.
It's not Wheeler, is it?
They're American made.
Cobalt. Cobalt.
No, not Cobalt. No.
Wheeler, Grace.
Is it
Grace USA?
Grace USA, you're only going to find online or whatnot. Yeah, those are expensive. I've got some Grace tools and they're really nice. Let's see, Lowe's pin punch. Irwin maybe that's what it was. Was it? No, that's not it. Doggone it. Any other time
we'll figure it out.
I know my name brands, but apparently it's not Irwin. Irwin's foreign. But anyhow, they're not showing it online. But I've seen them at the stores, and I've bought them before. Once again, as stocking stuffers, and you can get the pin punches there. And you're talking about $10 for 3, or $12 for 3. And it makes a good gift. It's a gunsmithing tool. And if you're already there shopping for other stuff, just go down the tool aisle. It's over there by the tape measures, which at those same stores you were talking about, Travis, having a tape measure in the old tool bag. You can find American made tape measures at Lowe's and Home Depot as well. So you're supporting American jobs. You're getting something good for the range bag, and you're getting a good deal.
Definitely, man. Definitely. So again, lots of little essential items to check out and think about. If you don't have it in your bag, pick up any of the stuff that we mentioned today. So, but yeah, no, the punch set, I know my punch set, I just bought the Pittsburgh set from Harbor Freight, but I have gone out and bought the more specialty starter punches and pin punches and things like that, roll pin punches, especially going to do any kind of AR builds and stuff. It's really, really nice to have. It makes life so much easier. I built them. I did one receiver without to help a family member. And it was just, all we had was a standard punch set and it sucked. So it was not fun at all. I mean, I could have just ran and got my pin punch set and came back in the time it would have taken us to figure out how to get these things to go through straight. But all right, let's go and shift gears a little bit. There are a bunch of new Black Friday ads that have dropped since last Saturday, and I'm over at the Gun.Deals website. And guys, I'll put this on the internal for you here in the chat. And people watching on the YouTube side, I'm going to give you the link so you can see what we're going to check out for gun deals. I did find some decent deals, believe it or not. And, some of these stores are going to be regional, so there's a chance that you may or may not find, these items. But we're just going to kind of give you a taste of what's going on sale this week or what's on sale right now. And so I'm going to do a little screen share, and we'll head over to Gun.Deals and see what they have. And again, I'm not being sponsored or endorsed by any of these companies at all. But we're going to start off with Dunham's. Now, Squib, didn't you say Dunham's we have one in Nebraska, right? Is it Dunham's?
You've either
I think
got
it's
a
Dunham's. You guys what was the place that you stopped at when you came out? Was it Dunham's?
Well, no, when I was out in
Nebraska?
Yeah, why am I drawing a blank on the Scottsbluff? There was either a Dunham's or an MC Sporting Goods out there. I want to say it was an MC Sporting Goods because I hadn't seen him forever.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And that was out in Scottsbluff. But we've got Dunham's here in Michigan, and I know they're in other places, but I'm not quite sure where. The thing about Dunham's is they're expensive all year round. But right now, with the ammo shortages, they haven't raised their prices on ammo. Their everyday high price is their current apocalypse price. So I've noticed that they will put the ammo out when they get it, but they don't put all of it out. Don't get me wrong. I was down there on, was it Friday? Mm-hmm. And they had four shelves of 450 Bushmaster. I mean, four tiers high. I mean, the guy wheeled a cart out there and he goes, "We just got this stuff in." And he's just, tons of 450 Bushmaster. And it was the normal high price. You know how Walmart has the everyday low price? Well, Dunham's has the normal high price.
Like Cabela's, the everyday retail price, basically, right? Now, here's what Dunham's is going to feature. They're going to have money off guns. So they've got like $30 off handguns, $150 to $499, $60 off $499 to $799, and then it staggers all the way up to $120 off. They also have 10% off all their ammo, which is not something I'm seeing anywhere else right now. So 10% off any centerfire and shot shell ammo. Looks like they've got a couple Kimbers are going to sell for $5.99 and a semi-auto bullpup shotgun for $3.99. And if you're looking for a crossbow, it looks like they've got some pretty good deals on crossbows also. I can't tell you much about brands, but that's what Dunham's is going to have. At least they'll have something if you got one in your area. And They're going to have a lot of different gun safes and different lock boxes and stuff going on sale. So they've got their safes marked down anywhere between $100 and $500, depending on which ones you go with. And I can't it's Stack On, Canon, and Sports Afield are the brands, which honestly, they're probably all the same brand, but they just slap different logos on them. Olight is going to have some really good specials. I was checking out the Olight deals too to see what they got a lot of specials going on right now. And again, whether or not you like Olight, that's fine. I really am kind of indifferent about them. I mean, they make pretty good products and so on, but I can get it to open up here. Probably not. But do check out Olight. Yeah, they got a little bit of everything going on today on sale. They got the Odin Mini on sale, Odin Mini bundle. Their bundles are usually a good deal. You can usually get a bunch of different lights put together.
Yeah.
They got a mega pack for $659. That includes a little bit of everything. Normally it'd cost you $1,099 if you bought them separately, and they're selling that at 40% off. And they've got a limited edition Warrior 2 Mini, I think is what that is. Color. Yeah. Oh, Marauder 2. And I've tested a bunch of their lights and they work pretty good. I've broken one and sent it back for repair, and they didn't send it back, but I'm not bitter about it. But yeah, you got a lot of different options here. Their flashlights in general are pretty good. Squib, you got a little experience with one of their small ones, don't you? Like an i3T, I think is what I sent you, or i5 or something like that. I can't remember which one it is.
This is, but it's held out. It's taken a beating. It's been in all kinds of environments. It's great at the factory. It's great outdoors. It's great working on vehicles. It's the I
think it's the i5
Raider
EOS, isn't it?
It's the M1T Raider.
Oh, the M1T Raider. Okay.
Now, the thing what I like about this is it's only got two settings, high and low. None of this strobe, none of this BS. You don't have to like extend it, twist it, do any of that stuff.
Yeah, it just works. Yeah.
The low setting, you've got to bump that button just right. Well, I'd hardly ever use the low setting anyhow. I almost use it on the high setting all the time. And if you just want a simple, small flashlight without all the bells and whistles, this will do it. I'd like to find a Streamlight or Surefire equivalent of this, which is two settings about this size. Use the same
800 lumens, I think, is the output on it. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's bright. I've blinded a few people with it inadvertently, and and the thing is, you're working on a machine, right? And you're shining it on something, and then you shine over, and it's a piece of polished steel or something, and it reflects back, and everybody goes So I suppose it just depends on what you're willing to spend, because something like this, like you sent to me, I would not normally buy a flashlight this expensive, because flashlights to me are something I lose. It's just like my pocket knives. I buy the inexpensive buck knives. They're between $20 and $35 because I'm constantly losing them, and I just don't want to buy a $100 knife and then lose it.
Mm-hmm. They also have
I've been carrying a Secret 2 Pro that I like quite well. That's a beast of a light for a small one. Boy.
It is. Yeah.
That thing can really throw out some candle power.
Here it is. Yeah, and you got that little wall mount that you can get with it also. They give you like a little charging mount that you can use with it, because they use their little proprietary magnetic charger on the back, which they use on a lot of their flashlights, which once you get into it, you start to get those all over the place. But that's the Secret 2 Pro is a good one. I did test this one and I had really good luck with it. 3,200 lumens. I mean, I got to give them credit. They do make, the lights do work well. I mean, I can't complain about that. And for somebody that can't afford a Surefire or, any other more expensive brands, it is a good way to get quality. Because, I tend to use cheaper flashlights, but man, when you get a good one that throws good light, okay. And then the Mini Valkyrie 2 is a great little shooting light. I've tested that extensively on the channel. Yep.
Yeah. And I've had good luck with the larger one there too. Good grief, I can't remember the model.
You get the Balder Mini, I think, BALDR, the Balder RL.
No, this is
it's probably just the PL Valkyrie, right? It wouldn't be the Mini.
No.
Okay, let me get going back out of this.
I've got to get one of them for the 40.
Okay.
Mount that on the 40, but I've had no problem really. With any of the lights that I bought from them. I've got probably a half a dozen of them that I carry. And
well, mine broke. I did a drop test on it. It didn't survive 2 drops from 3 feet. Ooh. But, I dropped it right on concrete because I test the flashlights on my channel. I would do a drop test to see if they actually met what the manufacturer said they would do. And the first time I dropped it, it turned off. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to see if it's going to stay on when you drop it. Because if you drop it, if the lights go out, you could be in trouble. So I dropped it again, and then it never worked after that. So I must have broke something internally in it. But it was like the Warrior X. It was like their $179 flashlight. So
one you
that's the
sent
one I
me-
got. That Warrior X. That thing is a beast for a flashlight.
The
Yeah,
one
just
you
don't
sent me,
drop it.
Travis, I did a 25-foot drop test on it, and on the way down, it hit an aluminum pipe.
Oh,
And it hit. Okay, so I dropped it from the lift. It hit the pipe. The pipe pushed the button on the back, turned the light on. The light hit the concrete on the ground, and the light was still on. The guy picks it up and he goes, "Did you turn it on before you dropped it?" I'm like, "No." And it's worked since. I mean, I've done all kinds of stuff. I haven't done any sort of test where I've left it outside. I mean, I've used it outside for hours on end, but I haven't done any sort of test where like I buried it in a snowbank or anything.
Oh yeah, like I would. But I just usually do water tests, like submersion tests and stuff. But yeah,
I just don't know that I would pay $40 for that light, only because I'm surprised I haven't lost it at this point.
Yeah,
I don't know how I've held on to it this long because I lose little things like that.
No.
Here's real quick, guys. Here's a Field and Stream's Black Friday ad. They got $100 off all regular price guns, $9.99 or more. They've got a Beretta Outlander Shoddy for $5.99. They've got a Citadel Warthog for $2.99. A Bursa BP9cc for $279. They've got optics on sale right now. They've got their Remington 700 ADL Tactical for $399 and 6.5 Creedmoor. The Compass 2 for $379. Crossbows are 10% off. Safes are on sale. So that's a Field and Stream store. I think they bought out Gander Mountain, didn't they? Isn't that what Field and Stream became?
So. Yeah. Gander Mountain and Bass Pro Shops. I mean, Bass Pro and Cabela's there. That was the two that combined.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to.
I thought Gander Mountain got bought out and turned into something
Gander
else.
Mountain.
They might know. I think they might have got bought out by Bass Pro and then shut down.
They might.
I think they bought them out just to eliminate the competition.
Gander Mountain.
Yeah.
I think aren't they Gander Outdoors now or something?
Now, yeah.
Okay. Maybe that's
more or less an RV outlet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Outdoor world.
The Dunhams I'm thinking of, I think, is in Hastings, Nebraska, because that's like the only one that's even in this part, almost of the country. The Dunhams, we have one, and it's just in a smaller town in Nebraska, but they've got lots of guns on sale. A lot of places are, doing $25 to $100 off. It might bring it a little bit closer to the pre-pandemic prices that we saw last year. It might not. So Dunhams, this is a pre-Black Friday sale. I don't know what the dates of this are, though. This might end this weekend or might end at some time soon, so I can't guarantee you're going to find those deals. This is okay. Where's it? Not Farm and Home Supply. Here's your Academy ad. Did we see Academy last week? I don't think we saw Academy, did we? No, Academy dropped after we did Caliber Corner last week. Academy's got the Savage Arms Axis XP for $229 after rebates. You can also get the Axis XP FDE Spiderweb rifle is what they call it for $249. A bunch of different Axis variants for sale. The Axis 2 XP for $329. A bunch of different camo setups on that. Stoeger M3000 Max 5 semi-automatic shotgun for $399. Looks like they got some optics on. So they're going to do our Heritage Rough Rider. I don't know, $119 for just the standard cylinder. That's not a really good price, is it, for Rough Rider?
Yeah.
Well, it's about $10 less than normal.
Okay, as I said, it isn't much. Optics, we've got 6 Hour Romeo for $99. True Glow, True Tech for $99. Got some Vortex Diamondback binoculars on sale. Boxes, cases, the Ear Pro. A lot of the gear is what I'm starting to see better deals on, and less of the guns and ammo. So you got Academy. What's that?
That's a nice price on those Walker.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I just wish we had an Academy in Nebraska. I think the closest one is probably in Kansas.
Well, that's the Ear Pro I use that we upgraded, but I really like them.
And that normally is
Walker work? Does it work well?
Oh yeah,
really.
Yeah. I think my stepdad uses those, and then Defense Dad, you have them also, right? Don't you have a set for you and your daughter?
Yeah, they've got 3 different main categories. They got my daughter has the non-directional mics, but I have the 4 directional mics, and then they have one that's a step up. You can have an intercom between them, but they're really nice. They're a lot nicer than the Caldwells I have as a backup set.
Yeah, okay. I run the Walkers too. I have the omnidirectional microphones with the Comtac setup.
Yep.
They're definitely worth it. They're nice.
I like them a little better than the Howard Light just because I got a big head and they fit better.
Mm-hmm. If you live in Illinois or Wisconsin, I think maybe even Iowa, if you guys have a Fleet Farm nearby, a Fleet Farm store, I got to give these guys this, in my opinion. Maybe you disagree with me. This is the deal of the day, I guess you could say. This is a 3-day event. They're doing the Beretta 92 FS Compact for $399.
Wow.
And that's a heck of a deal because it's hard to find those for under $600 out here, especially right now. So Fleet Farm, if you guys have one nearby, that'd be worth the trip. They're also doing the Buckmark Micro Bowl for $229, which is normally $329. But yeah, when I saw $399 for that Beretta 92 FS Compact, and I can't tell, we'll go to the deal right now and see if it's on sale. It was supposed to be on sale next week. Yeah, so right now it's $599, no rail, by the way. I believe it comes with 2 magazines, and this is probably, like a 13+1 or something. I don't even know what the capacity on this one is.
Yeah, I think it's 13.
13. I think it's because it's 15 normally for the 92s, the older 92s. But yeah, so that's going to go on sale for Fleet Farm, which is pretty cool. Fleet Farm is what it says here. Fleet Farm, yeah. We've also got a little Ruger 1022 combo with a hard case and a scope with iron sights and everything for $299.
I think that's a pretty good deal because you get all that together. And if you've got a beginner or you want to have something in your arsenal for plinking or for taking new shooters out to the range, this is kind of way to do it. I mean, if you can take the scope off and use the irons, then you could start somebody off on irons. Or if you just wanted, if they're having eyesight issues, show them what the scope can do. This kind of fills a lot of different criteria there.
Nice thing is you got the rail. The rails, you have to take the rail off, obviously, to use the iron sights. But just a very simple rear iron sight is what it looks like it has on there. No, it's not ramped or anything like that.
That's a great gift for a new shooter for Christmas, too.
Yeah, because you get the case and everything, and that hard case will protect that optic.
I kind of want it for me because I keep stealing my daughter's 1022.
I don't know if you could purchase this and have it shipped. I don't know if you can do online. You'd have to look and see if they have it. It's got a Viridian Eon 3 to 9x40 scope, which is great. I mean, that's a great power. That'll get you out to, obviously shooting 1022, but I mean, that's within 100 yards. You're not going to have any issues.
Oh, no.
Now, what's your concerns about going there on Friday and they've only got 2 of these in every store, right? So you get there and they're sold out or something. I mean,
if available for purchase in store only. Man, I mean, for me, when I wanted something really bad for Black Friday, I would literally go and freaking camp out. I was one of those morons you saw in the news, hanging out in front of the store, 5 hours before
You probably waited outside the theater 3 days in
Walmart.
Advance.
Like at Walmart, they had and I have this currently. They had like a 45 or 50 inch sharp Aquos television for $249. My dad and I got there at noon. In line, got there at noon in the store because they had the lines in the aisles. We waited 7 hours. We stood there for 7 hours we rotated bathroom trips and stuff, and the people around us were pretty cool. It's amazing, as Nebraskans, we're overly social anyway. And by the time you stand in line with somebody for 7 hours at a Walmart, you kind of feel like family at that point. Like you start to realize you went to high school with the same friends and stuff. And like, it was weird, man. Like you bond with these people. And then they pull the plastic off, and it's just like not carnage, but it's like, okay, gotta get my TV, gotta go. It was a weird experience, man. I should have blogged it or something. Yeah, 7 hours in Walmart. And the sad part about it is when that little line for the TVs was done, when everybody got their TVs, they still had about a dozen of them left. So I didn't have to get there 7 hours early with my dad, but my father insisted we go there early to get the good deal. We got to get there. So we took bag chairs with us and, had a couple meals while we were waiting in line and stuff. But anyway, back to the guns. Enough of my weirdness. Rock Island single shot for $99. It's got wood stocks on it. 12 or 20 or 410. Savage Axis XP for $239. Again, the Stoger for $399. We've got a Rock Island Carina M5T pump action shotgun for $169. So this Fleet's Farm, man, I wish we had one of these nearby, but the nearest one is it's out of state, so I don't know, buying the pistols and stuff. I'm not sure how that would work. I'd probably have to do a transfer, but Maverick 88 for $179, Mossberg Shockwave for $299. So they got a few deals here. Got some optics on sale. Again, here's your Walkers for $34.99, but I don't know if it's the Slim. Hunting supplies, camo. That's a very cool little store. Kind of reminds me like a little bit of like Rural King, which we don't have in Nebraska, but I wish we did. We did look at Rural King last week, so we're not going to open that one up again. Now, here's the Sportsman's Warehouse pre-Black Friday 2020 sale ad. So last week, what we showed you for Sportsman's was unfortunately the 2019 ad, which I had no idea because it popped up under 2020, but it was too late at that point because we already covered it. But here's what Sportsman's has from the 13th through the 22nd, and so this is still on sale through tomorrow. These guys, you can order your firearms online, and you can have them delivered to your FFL. So they got the Citadel ATA semi-auto for $274. They've got the Henry Classic and Youth Lever Action 22s for $299. I don't know if that's a good price or not. You guys will have to tell me. It says regular $329.
Yeah, not bad at all.
22, we got Aguila ammunition on sale, 500 rounds for $29.99, which, Federal Top Gun shotgun shells on sale. Sig Romeo MSR with the magnifier for $299. What else we got here? Savage 110 switchback bolt action rifle, $399. Yeah, a lot of Savage rifles on sale right now in a lot of these different stores. Weatherby manufactured in calibers you've probably never heard before for $899. I'm just kidding. 300 Win Mag, 308, three something Weatherby Magnum. I can't really tell because the line's on the ad. They got $100 off your Benelli Super Black Eagles. CZ pump shotguns for $339. Spotting scopes. That's something I need to invest in, a new spotting scope. I definitely want to upgrade mine this year. I think that's going to be the thing to pick up. I'm not going to drop $750 because I'm only usually going, 100, 200 yards. But yeah, there we go. So that's the pre-Black Friday ad over there from Sportsman's Warehouse. Okay, let's see what else we have here. And we checked out. Yeah, we did see that. We did look at Cabela's last week too, and that's pretty much it. Everything else we already looked at last week. So that's what we're seeing for pre-Black Friday specials. Hey guys, those of you watching on the YouTube side, chime in if you've seen any good deals out there that you've run into. I'm going to check the comments real quick and see if anybody's mentioned anything. But yeah, don't forget to check out your local, mom and pop gun stores. Take cash with you. Any gun shows coming up, make sure you go there. And Gabriel says, I remember that Walmart Black Friday experience about 10 years ago. Weird experience. Yeah, man, that for me, that was just a couple of years ago. But man, some of the Black Friday things, it's going to be interesting to see what happens this year because I know a lot of people have just been basically buying stuff online because they don't want to leave the house. So you might not see the crowds that you saw before either, which is, unless somebody's advertising 9mm for $10 a box, you might not see the lines and the camping out that you ran into before. So, yeah.
Yeah, I did it once. I'll never do it again. I didn't even really want to do it, but I said, all right, I'll give this a try. And somebody wanted to get in a fight with me over a Monopoly game.
Oh, my God. What?
Over a Monopoly game.
You're like, look, I'll trade you the Black & Decker skillet for the Monopoly game.
Well, no, they were doing the sale on Thanksgiving night, right? Yeah. But the sale didn't start until I forget what time. And we were there when the store opened, but the sale didn't start. And I seen the game and I go, yeah, we could use one of these. And I grabbed it. And if I bought it right then and there, I'd pay full price. Right. And I didn't care. I just said, oh, hey, good gift. And somebody wanted to fight with me over it saying, you can't buy that yet. You have to wait. It's like, this is a free country. No. And that's just it. Some of the stuff I understand. It's a ritual. It's a family thing. It's a this, it's a that. But some of this stuff, people are willing to kill you over a $10 savings on. I'm not, 4 hours to wait in line for $10, or something like that. So sometimes I buy the stuff before Black Friday and pay full price, but on Black Friday, it goes out of stock quickly. So you take a gamble, but that is, I suppose, part of the fun of it, right? You take a gamble to save 50 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes there's some doorbuster deals, but you got to be the first 10 people in the door. But I kind of wondered this year with COVID what Black Friday's lines are going to look like if they're going to allow them like they did before.
Yeah, and see, that's the other thing. They'll close down the bars and the restaurants and the movie theaters and the bowling alleys and all that other stuff, but they're leaving retail open because they want that tax revenue. So, hypocrisy?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Biting the nose off to spite their face.
I remember I was at Target and I had two soccer moms. I was caught between them, man. They were starting to rage over the last copy of March of the Penguins for $6. It was a DVD for $6. And then, what was the deal? They ran into each other's carts, and I was between them looking at the DVDs on the little islands of the $5 DVDs. And, the one gal grabbed for it, and the other gal grabbed it and, took it out of her hands. And then the other gal called the other gal a bad name, and the other gal, started getting in her face. I'm like, whoa, 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 calm down, calm down. I don't know how it got settled. Then I think somebody came over and, moved them out of the way. And, yeah, they were ready to kill each other over a copy of March of the Penguins, which it was a good movie, but it's not worth killing a Karen over. I can say that right now. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's not. But anyway, yeah, no, it's kind of a fun experience. I never did really see any major brawls or anything like that. Oh, those were the good old days.
You know, what's interesting is I went to a Black Friday sale on the afternoon on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
So they were open early and people
Yeah,
flooded it, and they had all. And then later that day, there were no crowds, and they still had stuff in stock. Now, this is pre-pandemic, right? But and what's really ridiculous is, I pick up the box of ammo and I'm there going, man, this is still too high. I should have bought it, because now
I know.
oh yeah,
If we'd have known back then, I would have taken out another credit card and maxed it out. A 9mm if I would have known this was going to happen. If I would have known 5.56 was going to go for $1,000 a case. Oh, good God. I would have bought a heck of a lot more.
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
I mean, I bought what I could afford at the time without purchasing out of my means, and I do feel I'm fine with my stocks of ammo, but
now I'm wondering if some of these stores have got inventory and they're telling their employees, do not put this on the floor until Friday morning or until Thursday night or however they're in their stock in the shelves. Right. If they're holding back on some of it, so they actually do have stuff, because if people show up for Black Friday and they get there and the shelves are still bare because they don't have any stock, they'll be texting other people going, don't bother going here. Don't bother going there. Don't bother.
Most of these, if you haven't gone to the stores, what typically happens is they'll pull the pallets out in the aisles and they'll leave black plastic on everything. And they'll basically tell you where stuff is going to be. They won't put it. It's not a shelf. It's never any of the Black Friday.
But what I'm saying is,
every shelf stocked. Yeah.
Do they even have pallets of certain things? Because everything's been. I mean, it's not just gun stuff too. Other things have been, getting bought out. And I mean, we went to the furniture store yesterday, and normally we can walk out with something, a floor model, or they've got mattresses in the back in stock or something else. And the guy's like, minimum 2 weeks for furniture.
Yeah, they told us the same thing when we bought our couch when we moved in here. They said that the factories were going to be closing, and what they had in the warehouse was it. And he goes, I can't tell you when we're going to get it back. And he goes, I'm not trying to make a sale. He goes, I will show you my factory inventory, which was like 2 of these couches and 1 in the store. He goes, when those are gone, we've already gotten the message that said that this factory, like the Lazy Boy factory in South Carolina, is closing for like however long they have to because of mandates. So because they were non-essential. So he goes, if you want it, this is it was normal market price. They weren't marking anything up, but he goes, we don't know what we're going to get. So Defense Dad, you kind of deal in that industry. What do you think?
Well, I was going to say our typical lead time is 2 to 3 weeks, because ours are made as order, but we're between 4 to 5 weeks on some of the stuff right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if they're going to hand out any rain checks or anything else like that for Black Friday deals. You get there and my wife's shaking her head. No, they don't do that. She's a diehard Black Friday shopper.
Oh, I was. My family and I were, dude, I was usually the driver. We'd take my grandma, my mom, my aunt, and my cousin. So it'd be me with 5 ladies in my grandma's SUV, and we just go from store to store and drop them off. We were like a little mini SEAL Team 6. Go in, take out your target, get back in the truck, go to the next store. My grandma even had me like drive up over like this grassy median, like up over very illegally to get her to the front door of the shop. Oh my God. She's like, just go up that. I'm just like, okay, just drove up over. Man, I mean, it just makes people just turn into animals, just savages. That's what separates us from animals. Is animals don't kill each other over Black Friday specials, but we do. So
if you look at a lot of the ads, a lot of the companies this year are they're doing it. They're releasing this amount of stuff the day before. Like there's a Black Friday deal on a TV, not gun related, but Target's got a 65-inch TCL smart TV. They're going to be selling for $229, and it starts on Monday.
Mm-hmm. Quick question here on the YouTube side. M. Gabriel says, what is that rifle in your thumbnails? Let the Ruger Ranch 762x39. Yes, that is my absolute favorite bolt action rifle. I featured it in many videos. It's awesome. I absolutely love it. Cheap to shoot, fun, accurate. I beat the heck out of it. Just an awesome, awesome gun. So yeah, that is my Ruger Ranch in the thumbnail for the video for today. Specials. I got the Shields catalog in the mail. Just when you get your Shields card paid off, this shows up in the mail. If you have a Shields nearby, I know they opened one up. If you guys live down in the Dallas area, they've got one out at, I think it's around the Firewheel Mall area. It's one of the suburbs in Dallas or Plano, maybe. Or Grapevine, I think is where it's located at. But anyway, they got a Vortex Diamondback HP 4-16x42, which is basically the same one that I have for $199. You save $160. I think I paid $249 for mine on sale, and that saved me $150. Looking at firearms, Shields is going to have some pretty good deals too. They're going to have a Savage Axis non-scoped for $199 or a 110 Apex, for $549. Just kind of looking at what they got here. They're going to have the Rascals, Savage Rascal. That's just their bolt action 22s for $169 to $329. The Ruger Wranglers are going to be $179. That's a really good deal. They make those in OD green now, by the way. They look freaking sweet. They're going to have a Sky CPX2. Yeah. They're also going to have some cleaning supplies on sale. Tumblers and media are going to be on sale. The Hornady Auto Charge Powder Measure is going to be $149. Gun cleaning kits and accessories are going to be 25% off. That's a really good deal. They're going to have tactical cases on sale. Just a lot of good stuff. Shotgun-wise, $150 mail-in rebate on a Browning Auto 5 if you're in the market for one of those. $12.99 price after sale, a Browning Maxus Wicked Wings 12 gauge or 28 gauge 3.5-inch chamber for $12.99. So, and a Benelli Classic for $11.99. Safes are going to be on sale too. Everybody has safes on sale around Black Friday. So if you want to get a gun safe, this is probably the prime time to pick them up. It seems like now and like summertime when they want to move out the inventory, those are the two times you're going to see your gun safes go on sale.
Have any of you ever tried to wrap a safe for Christmas?
Man, don't just park it and put a bow on it, like those Lexus commercials where the Lexus is out front and the bow's on the top, and
you
the
tell
gal
me
comes
that
out,
now.
just plop a bow on it. Don't worry about it.
You tell me that now.
You could easily wrap a safe for Christmas. Just get 2 or 3 rolls of cheap wrapping paper and just run circles around it. You know,
it was an ordeal. I should have gone with the bow thing. I should have consulted you.
Just put the bow on the top and say, "Here you go, honey." Right? Yeah, exactly. Nothing says "I love you, son" like a good gun safe. Exactly. Man, any other deals you guys are hearing about? Anything else popping up? I have been checking your comments here on the internal, guys. AIM Surplus for deals. Overlooked reason. Yeah, AIM Surplus has some great specials popping out there. Let's see. I bet the chat thinks Travis and I are sponsored by Shields. Shields is my go-to for ammo. I always check with SS Pawn first before I buy a gun. If I can't get it or it's, stands unable to pick it up for me, that's the only time I will buy from a different supplier for a firearm. But we just go there because they have everything and they're a great company. And no, we're not in the pocket of Big Shields. In fact, they get all of our money. They don't give us anything. They get all of our money. But Shields is an awesome store. It's pretty much everything that Cabela's and Bass Pro is not, especially in the way that they market themselves and their attitude and the people that work in their departments. So kind of wish we could do a tour at some point. That'd be kind of fun just to walk around and show you guys what they look like. But it's a great chain, so I really enjoy it. The people that work in the departments are active in those areas, so they know their stuff. They know what they're talking about. You don't ever get somebody in Shields that says, "Oh, this isn't my department. I'm just covering for somebody else." That'll never happen. You'll never get that. And they give sound advice when you're buying guns too. I've seen it many times. So anyway, that's my promotion for Shields. But what was that, Squib? I'm sorry, man. I was kind of going off on a little Shields tangent, but yeah. Squib, were you going to say something there? I didn't mean to cut you off. Or single shot?
I'd like to check that Shields out. I'm going to have to.
Yeah, just do a store finder and
see
where the closest one is. And I mean, their ammo cases, they do sell out a lot of ammo, unfortunately, but they're the ones that are selling 9mm for $14.99 a box if you need it, the Fiocchi. And then if you get the big boxes, like the 200-round boxes, it ends up being $12.50 for $50. They got tons of shotgun ammo. The reloading supplies are generally pretty good. They got a good black powder section. Got an entire wall of black powder accessories and tools and firearms and powders and primers and stuff like that.
That's another thing too, is those sorts of accessories kind of get overlooked. In the last black powder video I did, I showed how I used a bullet puller that was really meant for a musket and a multi-tool that I always keep on me to pull a lead round ball out of a chamber because I didn't have any other way to deal with the issue. I didn't have the proper size nipple wrench to remove the nipple. And even then I was gonna wash the other chambers. You don't leave that residue in there. It'll corrode. So I've got to get this bullet out one way or the other. I don't have a way to fire it out. I don't have so the more tools and more accessories that you've got, the better it is. If you're trying to buy for somebody, you don't know a whole lot about black powder, but you're trying to buy for somebody, some of the tools are interchangeable, or like I did, you can improvise, right? If that's all you've got, you can improvise, but other stuff are kind of specific.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to do a little research on that, or ask somebody else if you're trying to buy a black powder gift. You can't ever have enough tools, even if you double up on something. Now you got something for the bench at home and something for the bag that you take to the range, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, specialty tools, especially, when you're going out, you might want to have just a special bag just for your black powder shooting, or, like I said, I got one for pistols and I got one for long guns and things like that. But with me having a black powder pistol now too, I did pick up that Traditions Navy revolver. I'm going to need a gearbox for that now too. So I'm probably going to be in the market for something else.
I've got one that is
tools. Yeah.
It's black powder specific. Oh. It's one of those tall boxes. So I can put the powder in there. I can put the bore butter patches, all the, and all of my black powder only stuff goes in there. And it's something that you might not consider. But some of the stuff, you were saying they got a whole aisle of these things. Some of these things are kind of specific, like some of the wrenches and other tools, and you got to buy those online. And some of that stuff has been out of stock because it's coming over from Italy, and it's just been out of stock.
They're not making it, right?
Yeah. Do they sell the Hornady lead round balls there? Then
since I'm just now getting into it, I can't answer that question, but they do sell the lead round balls. I don't know if they got the Hornady. I bought the Traditions Quick Ready Pack. That's all I bought, in powder and primers, and that's all I got. Now I got to go back and accessorize and see what everything is that they have. But I know that they do have quite a few pegs that have different lead balls on them and different calibers that you can get. Are the Hornady ones that you recommend the most, or what? Are they still
they're all pretty much the same. The Traditions ones are made in Italy, and they work just fine. I've bought the Dixie Gunwork, their store brand, and have them shipped to me. I don't know who makes them for them. They come in a little bag. But the Hornady ones, those are available a lot. But, it's kind of interesting, though. Did you find out if yours were 451, 454, 457?
The ones that come with the gun itself?
Yeah.
Let me go grab the Ready Pack. You want to talk about just kind of the whole black powder tools? Let's think we just...
Okay, sure. Yeah, so even if the manufacturer calls for a specific diameter, you can probably make the other diameters fit. This is soft lead. It's going to compress a little bit. And I haven't used conicals yet, but if you go to a channel called Guns of the West, he's got a lot of reviews of conicals. Some of those you've got to cast yourself, and that's a whole nother rabbit hole to go down. But eventually I'll get that. But some of them are specific. Like, for example, my Walker uses a .457, and I believe my Lamat uses a .451. So I stock both sizes for those revolvers, but they're probably interchangeable. I'm just going with the manufacturer's recommendation. So when you're going down there and you're going, okay, I'll just get 44 caliber lead round balls, and come to find out there's 3 different sizes, and you've got something you've been using and they're out of stock. That's kind of a bummer. The patches, though, I mean, that's not something that's size specific. It's either 44 or 36.
Squib, to answer your question, I just pulled their website. It looks like, yes, they do carry the Hornady.
Okay. And Hornady is it's going to be one of the more common brands that's there, and they do just fine. I mean, there's nothing. It's lead, right? You can cast this stuff yourself, so there's nothing to it.
Well, that makes sense because Hornady's like 60 miles. Well, 75 miles from here, so it's local.
So go ahead, guys.
Usually there's a pretty good price on the Hornady lead round balls, but some of the other brands might be somewhat source specific. Okay, that's a Pieta.
What I got, I got this was $269 at Shields. It was on clearance. The whole thing was $269, and then because it was $250 or more, and I put it on my Shields charge, I got an extra $25 off. So I got this for $240 something, $244.
Okay, so
just to get me started, it's a .454. It's a 454 lead ball that comes with it. You get like an 18 pack of them right there.
Okay,
or an 18. I think you get 18 pack of them. Yeah,
and that'll just get you started. But I think you get a box of 100 there, and I don't think you'll have a problem with as far as availability. But with that, it comes with the powder measure. It comes with the capping tool.
Just to get you into it to see if you're going to like it, Yeah.
It comes with bore butter. It comes with some lubricant there? Or is that solvent for the barrel?
Wonder Plus. This is muzzle loading.
The bottle.
Wonder Plus one. Oh, this is the Easy Clean spray solvent.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Wonder Lube 1000 Plus.
Thompson Center's it's in a white and yellow bottle. They've got a cleaner that is for black powder if you don't want to use soap and water, or in addition to soap and water. Slip 2000 also sells a black powder specific cleaner and a black powder specific lube. Okay. Although a lot of people, after they just clean it with hot soapy water, they just dry it off and then just put a little bit of Ballistol in a few places and you're good to go. But I would say pick up some more caps. Pick up some more lead balls before you go shoot it, because you'll go through those 18 like nothing.
Oh no, I'm gonna go back. I just bought the powder because they had it in stock, and I showed you about the powder, and I bought the primers because they had it just in case stuff gets scarce. I want to be able to shoot the damn thing, and then I'll go. And they said, you might upgrade your powder carrier or your powder measure, or when I was watching videos for it, they said it'll get you started. It's not the most convenient thing, and then you got me that Thompson Center capper for the primer, so I can use that too. So I got to get all that stuff put into a special range bag now.
The capper,
I'm excited. I'm excited to take it out.
What's that capper that came with that will probably work because that's a Colt clone.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a Remington. Oh no, that's a Remington. No, it is a clone. Sorry, it is a Colt clone.
It's the Colt Navy,
so
right?
The capper, the capper you've got there will probably work with it. But if you have trouble getting it in there, that Thompson 7-star will fit in there. So you can also put them on by hand. Some of these, it's really hard to kind of just, thumb them in there, but that one, you should have enough room to thumb them in there.
Yeah.
I think what you'll find is you'll start getting different accessories and seeing what works faster or is a little bit more ergonomic, or there's so many variations. So if you're trying to find a deal for somebody who's into black powder, if you buy them the wrong thing, they may end up finding another application for it, or they may just do, how about all the time somebody's bought us a box of ammo, right? And they got us a caliber we don't have a gun for, so then we go buy the gun for it, right?
Oh, yeah, I've done that before. Or I've just purposely bought that box of ammo to have an excuse to go buy a gun in that caliber. But it's like, but baby, I got 500 rounds of 40. I got to go buy something that'll take it. Or 10 millimeter. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of the little deal that I found on that. And that was just a clearance special. They had the Colt Army package was $329. So I think $249 is a pretty decent price for all that. And then I think I spent 20 something on the powder, and then the primers were pretty inexpensive, and that's all I bought. Yeah, I know I'm going to need more wads and bore butter and stuff like that, but yeah.
Yeah, the primer's going to be between $5 and $8 for 100. And the powder, $20, anywhere between 15 and 25 for the powder. A pound of powder is about normal. The lead round balls will probably be about $12 for 100. All that stuff is it's fairly inexpensive, but you'll see prices and stock go up and down on that stuff too, because as people say, well, I can't get my centerfire stuff, I can't get my modern stuff, I'll just go to black powder. And now you're Jones. And so it's a good thing that you picked up the primer and powders when you saw it. That powder should work just fine. I haven't ever used it, but I talked to a buddy who uses it, and he goes, yeah, it's meant for that. It's good. So, and now I'm thinking maybe I want to get me a pound of that and test it out. Mm-hmm. That's another thing too. You can order this stuff online, but you're going to pay a hazmat fee on black powder, just like you will with smokeless. So sometimes it isn't worth it. But then again, if you can't find it in your area, you may, it's like $17 on top of shipping. So you might end up paying, like $37 to have your order shipped, and on top of so if you can find it locally, pick it up when you can.
Real quick here, Irish wristwatchers out there, and he is 10 minutes away from Lexington, Nebraska. And Lexington is where I used to live, and that's where I filmed a ton of my videos. You can go out and shoot at that range. It's considered private, but you can buy a one-day guest pass. You don't have to go out there with a member. You do have to fill out a waiver form, and then you pop 10 or $20 in the little cash box that they have in the check-in office. When you go to the range, they have an actual little shed, like an insulated shed you can go into, and you just fill out the paperwork on the desk, put it in the box, put your $20 in, and you can shoot all day if you want to. So once you sign the liability waiver, it's on you then to practice shooting safety, because there isn't hardly ever a range master out there. So it's pretty much going to be on you to keep an eye on yourself. But you can go out there. It's 1kplus.com is what the address is that you want to look for. And then you type in, there's a Google Maps on there that'll tell you how to get out there. I mean, it's hard to just tell you how to do it just right now in this video, but it's not hard to get there. When you take the Lexington exit, take a right and go south, instead of taking a left to go north into town, or go south, take the exit that goes south off Interstate 80, and then just type in the address on your phone, and it'll tell you how to get out there. It's literally maybe 10, 12 minutes, 15 minutes tops off the interstate to get to the range. There's no gate or anything blocking the entryway. You just drive up, go in a little kiosk, fill out your paperwork, drop your $10 in or 20. I think it's $20 for the day. And then you can just go shoot all day. They got the pistol range right there. You see it when you come around the corner. So that's, it's Squib. It's the same one that you and I shot at. So Iris wristwatch. If I was there, I'd meet you and take you out there, man. But unfortunately, I'm not there anymore. I'm further east, but they do have the address and everything. And then also, Iris wristwatch, if you check that website, they do have a calendar you can click on to make sure that it's not actually being used right now. So you can check on their Google Calendar, click on it. It'll tell you if there's a class going on, because if there's a class going on, there could be a concealed carry class. There's a possibility that you won't have access to the pistol range. That's the only time you can't use it, is when people pay to reserve the range. Let me look. I can check the calendar real quick here and tell you if there's anything going on. They are clear for the entire month of November. Probably because of COVID, they're not doing any concealed carry classes. That's my thought. So yeah, they're open and you can go out there. There's nothing listed on the calendar. And they have a tab you can click on for directions, and it shows you exactly how to get there. It's not hard to get there. So anyway, hopefully that'll help out. I know we had somebody post a message over here in the internal chat saying that they're looking for that. So yeah, Iris Wristwatcher, it's worth the trip out there if you don't mind. I mean, hopefully you got a vehicle that's okay going like on country roads and stuff. It shouldn't be messy as long as it's not snowed or rainy. It's like 3 miles on gravel and you're right there at the range. It's not hard to get there. So it's beautiful out there too. It's awesome. Okay, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and call it. We've been going for a couple hours now. We had a fun discussion today on range bag essentials, range gear essentials, what we use, what you could use, some great suggestions for things to think about adding to the box. I know I've got some great ideas from listening to the panel this morning. I know a few things I need to add, and going to get my little box, start working on my box for my black powder pistol now. And then also just a few more deals for Black Friday, but I'm still going to give hats off to that Fleet Farm store for $3.99 for the 92 FS Compact. That is awesome. Especially if you could pull it off and have another store match that price on that same day. That would be cool. If you can't, that's going to still save you $200 if you can pick one up. So anyway, let's go and let the panel here just give us their outros, and we'll give a little shout out to all the viewers on the YouTube side, and we'll go from there. Single shot. Anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, just check out the channel there. As soon as I get everything squared away there, I'll be dropping some more videos. It'll be a little bit of this, that, and the other thing. But as far as your box there for your handgun, what I did, I've got a 32 and 250 caliber black powder rifles, and what I did is I got ammo boxes and marked them for each one. The one for the 50s is a 50 cal metal ammo box.
Okay.
And the other one is 30 caliber metal ammo box. That works out pretty well. I keep all my tools and spare parts and stuff like that in the box there. So I just grab the rifle and the box, and I'm ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I definitely need to pick something up now.
Yeah. Take care. God bless. Be safe, everybody. America moves by truck. We'll talk with you again.
Right on, man. I appreciate you being here again. So, and a shout out to Sandhill Shooter, who was with us earlier. He's doing his deer hunt right now. Hopefully filled his tag by this point. So Sandhills, thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here today. You guys make sure you check out the Sandhill Shooter channel over on YouTube. Definitely a good one. Defense Dad, anything you want to say before we go?
No, just thanks for having me. Everybody be safe. Hope everybody has some sort of a good Thanksgiving, whether you be able to with families or not, but have a good one. Right on, man. Check out Defense Dad's channel. He's got great content too. AWAG, anything you would say before we go?
As always, thanks for the invite. I appreciate it. If anybody can help me find some 9mm 124 grain hollow point projectiles, that would be absolutely beneficial. Yeah, because I got a new toy. I'm not gonna have it on my hand. I don't want to kill your stream just as it's done, but it's a it's a Steyr L9A2, and this thing is like one of the most comfortable pistols I've ever held.
I know Never Enough Ammo has one. He's done some videos on it also. I don't know if he has an A1. Is the A2 the new model that they've come out with?
Yes.
Like the redesign? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's essentially the SIG, the more comfortable SIG P320 before the SIG P320.
Mm-hmm. And wasn't one of the designers on that one of the designers for the Glock or something? Or was one of the, is that how it works? Okay. Okay.
Yep. And actually I honestly think it's better than a Glock. It's right around the same price point.
Don't say that. That's
no. I will say that.
Fighting words on this
I
podcast,
will
not by
say
me, by our very sensitive viewing audience. Yeah.
From a standard off the shelf, like direct comparison, it is better than the Glock of the same size and caliber.
Just ergonomics. And it's got the same tenor for coating. It's made in Austria, right? Is that one made in Austria?
Yep.
Okay. Or I don't know if they were made in the U.S. because I know that Steyer's got like an office or headquarters in the U.S. now, or they've been here for a while.
Yeah, these have import marks and everything on them. But
oh wow, okay. So you got to tell us, man, how much was it? Was it $5.99, $4.50? What you end up picking it up for?
They retail for $5.50.
Okay.
At Palmetto State Armory. However, I didn't pay that. And I'm gonna keep to myself why.
To get that price is, I mean, to get anything less than retail now is a great thing if you can find it. So
yeah, I mean, this was the last one too. I walked into the Palmetto State Armory, I saw it, and I was like, "Ooh, I gotta get me one of them."
Magazines, proprietary, made by Metgar. Where do you source?
They're actually the magazines. Hold on, let me see. I believe they are made by Metgar. No, apparently they're made by Steyr Arms.
You could spend 40 to 50 on a mag. That's just par for the course.
No, they're like $20.
No.
They're like $20 for a mag. And
holy crap!
17 plus 1.
So they're not charging H&K prices then, or SIG prices.
No, it's literally it's like this is one of the best handguns I've ever bought. It's incredibly flat shooting. It's like there's zero recoil, even though it is only 9mm. They come in 3 different flavors. They come in the full length, compact, and subcompact. They're all the same grip length. However, the barrel length just changes in the slide length, and you can actually take the frame out of the
the fire group comes out of it just like the SIGs, right? Yep. Because they said that gun was actually before the P320. Like, couldn't you do that in the original Steyr also? But it just never really was marketed that way. Like you could take the full fire control group out and put it in a different frame. And that was even before Steyr was, or not Steyr, before SIG was bragging about doing it in the 320. Yeah.
And what's cool about this pistol also is that the frames are interchangeable between the A1 and the A2s. So it's pretty neat that you can do that. Now, granted, it may or may not be legal to do so because the frame is the serialized part. So you can take an A1 fire control group, which doesn't have a serial number, and put it in the frame of an A2, which doesn't have a serial number. And then you have issues. I don't know if you would have issues, but I don't know.
And Gabriel was asking if you have to send that back into Europe to get it serviced. No, Steyer's got a headquarters in the U.S. where the guns are serviced. A lot of them have set up headquarters here because it's easier to import. There's less import issues if you have an established factory. Plus, like they make the AUGs in the USA. So by making them in the USA, if there's ever any kind of like 922R garbage or import regulations that come down the pipe, the gun is locally homemade. So you don't have any issues you run into. And a lot of European factories have sourced in the U.S. now because you can avoid those regulations. It's just easier to just build them here because there's enough consumption domestically. Plus, they have better sales here than they have in their home countries. So that's why SIG has moved here. That's why, a lot of these companies have just come here because they don't have to deal with the export rules or the taxes they got to pay back in their home country on what they make off those guns. If they sell them here, they get to fall under American tax law too. So, or a lot of the times they do, or their warehouse costs and stuff. But
and also the first rounds that I put through this were federal plus P pluses, so it can definitely handle the plus P pluses.
Cool.
It has like zero recoil even with those.
I'll keep my eyes open for some projectiles because if I can find something here, it might be worth the $15 shipping cost. Just the weight to get it to you. I will look at shields here when I get a chance to run up there. So you wanted hollow points in 124 grain hollow points. Okay. See if you can find you some spears, some gold dots or something.
Yeah, because that I can use with both the 357 SIG and the 9mm. So now I have 2 9mm and a 357 SIG. So
cool. All right, Squibby, anything you want to say before we go? Give you the final plug, and then we'll give a little shout out to the YouTube viewers out there.
Can't think of anything other than everybody have a good weekend and have a safe Thanksgiving next week.
Right on. Yeah, we want to see everybody back here next Saturday. So, and also just to kind of give everybody watching heads up, I'm going to try to make as many podcasts as I can. All you guys that have podcasts out there, I'm going to try to jump in because I've got the week off. So I'm going to be able to stay up late. So Midnight Range, I'm coming for you. I'm just kidding. That sounded bad. Midnight Range, I should be on your podcast Sunday night, and everybody else that's having them, I'm going to try to bump in if I can because I can stay up late. So anyway, all right, guys, that's it. This has been Caliber Corner episode number 163. Thank you so much for watching. I love seeing everybody over here. It's great to have you checking it out. Make sure you check out my channel, Travis P11. Please like and subscribe. So let's give a little shout out here. We got the Kingpin out here watching today. Defense Dad over there and over here. M. Gabriel's over there and over here. One of the first people to show up this morning. Thank you, M. Gabriel, for staying with us the whole time. G23 in the house. Irish Wrist Watcher. All right. Hey, go have fun at that range, man. I'm telling you, it's definitely a great place to go. People are very friendly out there. ZU's out there also watching. Thanks for watching, Z. I think it's Z or Zy. Guns and Barbecue is watching today. K24. Keywords out there. Squibload over there and over here. Young Gun 995 in the house has a question for us here. I don't know how to answer this. I'm buying a conversion kit for my P320C. Should I do the M17 or M18? Hopefully somebody got you a response on that one. If not, AWAG, I might drop that one on you real quick if you can give us some info. Sketchy Rolls out there too. Jason Stewart, Arizona, awesome. Austin in the house. Calaveras 32 special over here, over there. Calaveras, thank you for joining us today. I do appreciate you being here, buddy. Jason Stewart, Missouri Patriots out there too. Let's see. Missouri Patriot, you had a question or you're making a comment? I might have missed that. I apologize. Otherwise, Midnight Range TM, and I think that's about it. So, Patriot in the Dark too. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate having you here. Have fun. Be safe. We'll see everybody next week. And as you know, we will talk to you soon. Y'all take care, guys. Have a great time.
Bye, Alicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Adios, Felicia. Adios.